Hello out there, and welcome to the first live stream, which for now is called Robot Head Live until I think of something more interesting to call it. And I'm joined today by two lovely men, the one and only Drunk 3PO. Thank you for coming on, my friend.
All the way from across the pond. Is that what you
Yes.
call us Americans, across the pond? Or
We call you a few things. That's, depending on which one, there's a lot of you. So, like, yeah, we have a few names. So, thank you for joining me, Drunk 3PO. And from down under, we have Anomaly Inc. Thank you as well for joining me.
My pleasure. It's good to be here.
Being a fellow Australian, you are versed in the ways of swearing.
Absolutely. Fucking oath.
So we'll see how this goes, and if it works doing a live stream, and if it's a crash and burn, then I'll go back to just editing. Otherwise, we might make this a regular thing, hopefully.
Fine by me.
Crash and burn. Anomaly. I've never heard anomaly curse. What are you talking about?
You can just flick through one of his videos. It's just fuck, cunt, fuck, shit.
Well, I mean, I dubbed the bloody, what is it, the female Terminator as a swear word. So
I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah. I called it. Called her the CUN T1000. So.
Wow.
It seems to be the way. So, and Drunk, we go way back because one of my earlier videos, when I say earlier, I haven't actually made that many, but you supplied me with the famous photo of Ray's lightsaber.
Man, I will never. So here I was, this super small channel. I was I didn't know what was going on. I took a photo, and here is Mr. Robot Head contacting me saying, "Can I use your picture for one of my videos?" And I was like, sure, just mention my channel in the video. I don't know. And I remember telling my friends, I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna use my picture. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it'll help my channel. Maybe he'll get 100 views on that video. Maybe. And what are we at? 5 million?
I think it crossed 5 million a couple of days ago. Yeah. That's why I don't make any more. I just live off that one.
5 million. I was like, what the heck?
I should bring the photo up, but it's if no one's seen it, it's Anakin's lightsaber with Ray's name on it. And where were you at? You were at Disney World, were you?
Yeah, I was at Hollywood Studios, Florida, and I couldn't believe what I saw. And I just put it on Twitter, and I guess you saw it on Twitter because people were outraged. People were like outraged that it said Ray's lightsaber. And so I thought it was funny, you know.
I was making that video when I saw that photo, and I didn't know how to finish the video up. And I thought that is just perfect. After everything I want to say, to just finish on that photo is just the perfect ending.
It was beautiful. It was actually beautiful, and I was shocked. I'm sitting here going, when I first saw that video about the lightsabers, I'm like, oh my god, this video ain't no joke. This is a good video. And I shared it to all my friends like, hey, look, I'm at the very end. And people were like, dude, this video is like movie quality, amazing. I was like, yeah, I'm at the very end. My picture's at the very end. And so and then all of a sudden, you know, I checked back 3 weeks and I'm like, oh my God, he's got like 100, 400,000, 500,000. It was crazy. Congratulations, by the way, on that one. That was.
Well, that's why you're here, is just to keep telling me how great I am. Like, but if we get drunk, that'll probably change, I imagine.
I was like, yeah. So my drunken self would say, you didn't actually link my channel. You did use my name. But the funny thing was, my sub count went up to like 400 in like a month. And they're like, Robot Head sent me here, but your videos are not as good as his. Like, I know.
It's so different though, doing edited videos. It's like the live thing. This is what, you know, I've been avoiding. This is the hard thing. This is what you do naturally. So, and Anomaly, when did you start your channel?
I think it was December 2017. It was actually a week before The Last Jedi came out.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Timing's everything.
Yeah, so I was in my absolute infancy, didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I was still using my phone cam back then. And yeah, I did I did actually 3 Last Jedi videos. I did the first one where I came out, I gave spoilers, and I was just like, I was mostly negative, but I was still like trying to spin it. I was still struggling, you know what I mean? Then I did the second video, which was just me weighing up the pros and cons. I was like, JJ's gonna fix this, guys. JJ's going somewhere with this. You know, let's trust in JJ. Because back then, see, I thought JJ actually wrote The Last Jedi as well as no, sorry, I thought he wrote it. Even though Ryan Johnson's director, I thought he wrote it. But then the next day, my friend showed me like it was actually Ryan Johnson who wrote and directed, and I was like, nah, fuck this. Now I know exactly what happened. And I just went on and ranted, and that video did about 20K, I think. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to keep doing this. So yeah, here we are, almost 2 years later.
This is hard to admit. I was excited when Ryan got hired. I thought it was going to be great. So how did you guys, just to go back a bit, because everyone just, like, we all get the comments every day that we went into Last Jedi to hate it. And don't worry, we're going to look at the new footage because people have been asking me to make a video on the new footage. But people just pretend that we went in going to hate. Like, I went in going to love it. Like, I liked Force Awakens. What did you think when Lucas sold Star Wars? Were you happy about that originally? Because personally, I thought that was a good move. He hadn't done much with it, and he was sort of getting old.
I was so excited because I was like, I'm going to see Star Wars on the big screen. I'm going to see this. They're going to do all this. And to be honest, what kind of sold me was the end of Rogue One with the Darth Vader scene. I'm like, all right. They're getting their act together. Like, so I was, that was a big sell. The movie itself was, it was okay, but like when they added the Vader scene at the end, I'm like, this is what I wanted to see. And I can only imagine what they're going to put in the trilogy. I think The Last Jedi was next after Rogue One, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Luke is going to tear it up, man. Luke is going to tear it up like no one's business. If they did this for Darth Vader, I can't imagine what they're going to do for Luke. Boy, were we in for a surprise.
When I saw, so I was just saying, I don't know if my chats are updating here because I just saw one I wanted to put on screen. It was about Patrick Willems, my good friend. But anyway, when I came out of, I liked Force Awakens. I remember at the start I was like holding onto the seat just because of the prequels and not having the best feeling about them, were they going to destroy it? But I still like that opening scene of Force Awakens. I do understand people's problems that didn't like it because any problem I had, I just thought was going to get fixed in the next film. Like there'd be an explanation for this, why Rey's so powerful, all that sort of thing. So it wasn't until I was in Last Jedi, shocked at what I was watching, that, it all turned in my head for me. So shut up people that keep saying I went in trying to hate it. Or I make videos for clicks. Yes. So yes. So we all liked Force Awakens. It was Last Jedi that broke it for us.
Like in regards to what you said about Lucas selling the company, I thought it was good originally. I didn't really have an issue like at all with the prequels. I know that like the internet kind of soured my perspective on them a little bit. Rookie critics in the chat. Hello, Rookie. But when he sold it, I was like, oh, cool, we're getting more Star Wars. Yay. And then they came out with the teaser, obviously. And I liked The Force Awakens when I first saw it. I loved Rogue One when I saw it. And then, I told you what happened with The Last Jedi. But, like, I never really had an issue with the Lucasfilms. It's only in retrospect that I really wish he didn't, like, sell the company.
Yes. Like, yes, we have that feeling.
Yeah. It's just,
man.
Sorry, go on.
The first sign was that photo they made him do with Mickey with the lightsabers and Donald Duck and that. Just to look in his eye there, I think that's when the regret started. But we had no idea what was going to happen. I watched the prequels now, and all the things I didn't like seem so minor compared to where we are today.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been actively trying to convince the internet that the prequels were done a massive disservice, like with some of my videos. And I've been surprised how positive the reception's been going. Because back in the day, if you say anything positive about the prequels, you just get fucking chastised on the internet, disliked to hell. And I'm quite pleased to see the response is. I mean, you still get a few people saying, "Nah, fuck Jar Jar, fuck this, fuck that, fuck Lucas." You know, Disney all the way. Disney are gonna do right with Lucas did shit.
Exactly.
And I'm just like, but mostly, it looks like the internet has done a complete 180. You still get the big channels like RLM and Screen Junkies and Chris Stuckman and whatnot, still trying to drive the nail deeper into the coffin because that's how they made their fucking bread and butter.
Yeah.
So they're trying to sort of no guys, no, the prequels are still bad. See, this is what you want. You want the Disney. I'm like, yeah, keep going for them, mate. You bought it. Because
I never had a thing against George. It's like anyone's creative, a good band or it's Rolling Stones or something. They had their peak when they were selling albums. No one buys their albums today, but people will still go see the Rolling Stones instead of a cover band. Like so. Yeah. You know, even though the problems I had with the prequels, I still love George because it was his little baby that he'd fucked up. Like, you know, that was as bad as it got, but it was his decision. You know, it wasn't someone else coming in and just raping his baby.
Well, no, like
that's exactly right.
The lightsaber battles were fantastic in the prequels. I mean, so there was part of the prequels that we loved, and sadly, me living right next to Disney World here in America, I got to see Disney Star Wars change right before my eyes with instead of bringing out Darth Vader, they brought out Darth Mickey and Darth Donald. And you're kind of like, I don't want a picture with Jedi Mickey or whatever. Like, we want to see Darth Vader. And they're like, well, why not? What's wrong with Darth Mickey? You know, and like, you should make Mickey Mouse the Emperor now because now he's controlling everything. And
have you been to Galaxy's Edge or just the one in Florida? Is that also called Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah, so there's two parks. There's one in California that opened in May, and I live in the one in Orlando. Yes, I've actually been twice. The first time I got a don't kill me in the chat. I got a chill pass to go early before it opened. Somebody that I knew set that up. So, you know, Christian Harloff, who was mad that he didn't get to go. I got to go early, you know, as a Fandom Menace member. And then I went back again to buy stuff so I could sell on eBay and make some money.
It looks so boring. It just looks boring. Like it looks like a shopping mall that they put a Millennium Falcon in.
That is all it is. The only cool part is when you walk around the corner and you see the Falcon kind of sitting there and you're kind of like, okay, that's cool. They really, you know, put a lot of detail in that. But after you take your selfie, you take your photo, there's really nothing else. The worst part for me was the ride. You think that they would get the Millennium Falcon ride right. Like it would be awesome.
If you would think they'd get a lot of things right.
Oh my goodness, man. It's a video game ride. And if you don't know how to do the video game, you're just crashing that thing. And if you're sitting in the back, you really got nothing to do. You get to watch people crash the Falcon, you know, in the front seat. And it's just like, that's it.
I had friends here. He was going to take his whole family over there at Christmas time. And like from Australia, that's a decent trip. You can't go much further. And he didn't even realize there was no OT characters because he's a big fan, but he's not that interested. Like he hates the new ones, like most of us. And he doesn't even know I do these videos. So that's just his opinion. He's told me, but he was planning to take the whole family. And then I was telling him about there's no OT characters, and he's just going to cancel the whole trip and go somewhere else. Like he's just not interested to go.
Sight. Well, I will say this: Orlando, like when they opened it up in California. No, there was no original characters in sight. Now, Orlando kind of watched that and they go, listen, we don't want to make the same mistakes. So they started adding original trilogy characters off to the side. So they're not actually inside Galaxy's Edge, but you can get photos with Darth Vader and Chewbacca and all. Like you can get Like they have that available now. But inside Galaxy's Edge, like they don't even play like Star Wars music. They want you. So their whole thinking, which was really ridiculous, is they want you to go in there and feel like you're part of the Star Wars story. So they have like spies running around from the stormtroopers, you know, and they don't really talk to you much. They're just saying, we're like, hide us from the stormtrooper. You go into the listen. I've got this confirmed by a million people. You go into the cantina. They were freaking playing the Muppets theme song in the Star Wars cantina. I don't care what anybody tells me. Many other people, like they told me, yes, they were playing the Muppets theme song in the cantina, and I'm just like, I'm done, man. I'm done. Plus, $85 for a flight of beer. $85 for a flight.
That's insane. Yeah, but it goes with everything else they've done. Hey, did you guys see? Anomaly. When are you going to do a high def logo?
I've been asked that so many times. When I'm not retarded, I guess I just haven't gotten around to it. I suck at that stuff.
Isn't that one of those words you're not meant to say anymore? Retarded.
Oh, yeah, I peppered that so hard throughout my videos.
The rules between most of the people online in Australia, I suppose Britain as well, with words like retarded that are just a daily use in Australia. We don't even consider to stop using them.
I don't know if YouTube allows it, but Robot Head, would you like to address the super chats? Would you like to tell them?
Let's have a look.
That you'll get to them later in the.
We will. Well, we've got a couple here. We might just quickly go through these ones.
Sure.
So is this my first ever? This could be my first ever from Film and Friends. If Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, I quit life. Yes. We all do. Hail, and this is the Grand Inquisitor. Hail, Robot Head. Keep up the excellent work, mate. I will. Well, I'll try to anyway. We'll see how the comments are going by the end of today. The Rookie Critic. Hail, Robot Head. You've got two fantastic people on right here. I do. I'm being very lucky. They know what they're doing, so that's why I invited them on. Lethal Lightning just did a big AU.
Fucking
which, yes, the natural Australian response, fucking oath. Mexican Iron Man, first timer, new suburb from California. Hail drunk. Hail videos by Mr. Robot Head. Greetings. And a Scotch on the rocks, toast and all. Toast to all. Why am I'm
nice.
Reading like a retarded person. Hail. Kevsha didn't say anything. They still gave me $2 and £2 from the 999999 Sky Guy. I love you all three. The continent that don't exist. What does that mean?
I think it's an Iron Man reference.
Ah. Oh, hang on. I just don't want that on. So back here. So did you guys see the GIF of Rey training? This one.
Hang on. Wait, where'd it go? Sorry. Oh, there it is.
Have you seen that one before?
I don't know if I. Oh, there it is. I think mine's lagging behind, man. I don't know. Hang on. Maybe I'll try and. I think it is lagging by a couple seconds.
You got the poor Ewok. Got Wicket, man, right in the.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Sorry, I'll just go back to. Oh, sorry. I was actually on the YouTube.
There you go.
Yeah, you should be in the
now I'm back
StreamYard,
into our tab. All right, now.
Well,
okay.
my comments aren't updating on the StreamYard, so I've got the YouTube open as well, so I can try and read them. But I can't highlight any onto the screen, which I wanted to do. But we'll figure that out for next time. But yeah, we'll just watch the glory of that again. It's so well done. But I did laugh at this. This would make the film so much more interesting.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, there it goes. That's amazing.
Were you responsible for that edit?
No. I'm not that smart.
Actually, I think this actually confirms. I mean, I guess it doesn't confirm because we don't know if that was a fan edit of the Ewok. But like, people were saying that like the Death Star, on the first teaser where they found the Death Star, it was on that people were suspecting it was Endor just without the trees. Rey's in a forest. She's still in the same attire she was on that planet too. Maybe she's on Maybe it is Endor. It is the Death Star, obviously. So and for some reason it's still intact. It fell down to the planet, even though it was vaporized.
Because they've got to just change things. It might be Bendor or something because they can't have it exactly the same. I think there's something to that theory about the 25% different. I know, like I think they did buy it outright, but I think there's something that the way they change everything just slightly all the time. There's something going on there. Have you heard about that one? Nerdrotic was talking about it one stage.
Yeah,
and I think also
actually owns a percentage of the original trilogy and prequels.
Because I think that's what happened with Star Trek. But yeah, it mightn't be true, but there's something going. It might be just their ego that they want to just move away from Lucas as much as possible, while still milking him as much as possible. But yeah, there's something to that 25%, I think. But yeah, I like that little gif of the poor little Ewok getting cut in half. So that did make me laugh. Imagine how much
more
it would be.
I can tell you this much. There's an art gallery on the Disney property near my home, and they sell original paintings, like Star Wars paintings. And they said that you get a certificate that before Disney can sell these paintings, it has to be approved by George Lucas or a member of his company. So there's something to it. Like there's something to it. I mean, those paintings are like 30 grand. You know, they're like hand painted. They only... but Lucas had to approve them before Disney sold them. And you get a certificate of that saying that. So there's something to it. I don't know if it's 25%, but there's something to it.
He was smart enough to get rights to all the toys in the first place. So he could easily sell off the rights to the movies, but keep all the rights to the toys, which he must be wrapped with how they're selling. If you can even find toys at the moment, it's unbelievable.
What about at Galaxy's Edge? Do they have like prequel merch there, 3PO?
No.
Wow.
No.
That's like arguably, I don't know. It could be. I think the prequel trilogy was actually more marketable than the OT. OT sells my toy. OT merch might sell better, but I think prequel merch is more marketable.
Everybody said the same thing, that when we talked to people there, when I went early, like the early before they opened, and you sit around and you're asking people, they just said, man, I bet they're going to rebrand in 2 years because, it's when you're first there, you're kind of like, okay, I'm here. Oh, the Falcon's cool. But after that, it's like, there's no point for me being here. Now, right outside of Galaxy's Edge, they sell everything. They sell the original trilogy shirts, stuff like that, but not as much as they probably should. It's a lot of like Kylo Ren and Rey stuff, and any ones that were in these movies, they're selling that. Like C-3PO was in it, so they sell his doll and et cetera, et cetera. So
why do they hate R2 so much? That's what I want to know. I think it's because they can hardly change him, and like they can give C-3PO a stupid fucking red arm, but they can't do that to R2 because it just makes him look like a different droid. But they hate him. Yeah. Like Luke Skywalker and R2-D2, the two most popular characters of all time in any film, they treat like shit.
Dude, I have no idea. The latest rumor on that is that R2-D2 and C-3PO get blown up at the end of the film. And I'm like, if they do that, hell has no fury. This drunk droid on YouTube, if they freaking killed like the two droids that basically started this whole franchise off. I mean,
well, that's what George said. It was their story. They were the ones telling the story, really, weren't they? That's why they were through sort of every scene. But what would be worse, killing them or Chewbacca? I think Chewbacca might be worse.
I don't. That's a good question.
Oh, man. Can I get hashtag Droid Lives Matter in the chat, please?
Yeah, George said R2 and 3PO in the OT, or in A New Hope at least, played the exact same role as Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan in The Phantom Menace. Basically that they're POV characters for the audience, and you basically see the events unfold through their eyes, and you follow them on the journey, and they're sort of looking from the outside in while all the important shit's taking place. So yeah, and of course they carry on. That's right.
Fucking Rey's taken over every part.
Oh, God, she's gonna lift that fucking Death Star out of the ocean. And I'm
And
gonna make a video
that
dedicated
would be the
entirely
funniest
to
thing in
that.
the movie too. We will laugh our heads off if I see her raise a Death Star and put it back together with the Force. That would
I'm
be.
not sure she'll put it back together, but she might. Did you hear that? Someone, I think Jeremy screenshotted it in the video. There was like early footage of the Force Awakens where the Death Star was like rising out of the sand. And I'm like, Jesus, they could actually. That's one because you know JJ's made like his. Oh wait, Robot, have you seen this? Have you seen the trailer yet or not? The new one that came out?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. So JJ put all those fucking Star Destroyers and he's like amping everything up. I'm like, they might actually make Rey raise a fucking Death Star or what's left
why not?
of it. Like, fucking hell. I'm like,
But I like that she didn't just take Luke's role with the lightsaber. She's also flying the Millennium Falcon. Like she's taken Han Solo's role. She's taken everyone's role. Like you're not allowed to have anyone else do anything.
Wait until she pilots an X-Wing. If she does, she'll pilot it better than Poe, I'll bet.
Yeah.
She'll do everything.
Oh my goodness. She could kill 3 TIE fighters with one shot, apparently.
Oh my god. She did that too.
I hope The Rock shows up in this film just for you, Anomaly. I hope The Rock in episode 9, just for you, buddy.
I'll die. Keep that man far away from the shit that I like.
Are you not a fan of The Rock?
Sorry?
Are you not a fan of The Rock?
I used to like The Rock. I hate what he's turning the film industry into, though. I'd say he's actually exhibit A for what's wrong with the film industry, and Disney is exhibit B. Like honestly,
really?
I actually think, yeah, I do. Because The Rock. I mean, Disney owns
that's a whole
shit ton
show
of
in
IPs.
itself.
Sorry,
that's a whole show in itself to unpack that.
Well, yeah, the reason I say is because Disney own a shit ton of IPs, but they're not all shit. They've ruined Star Wars. They're about to ruin the MCU. But The Rock just he appropriates every franchise. He infects every fucking franchise, plays himself, and ruins the shit out of it. Look what he turned Jumanji into. Look what he turned Fast and Furious. People always say that Fast and Furious was always stupid. I disagree. They were at the very least had a good story, and you could actually. I actually adore the Fast and Furious movies 1 to 7. But at the tail, because I don't consider anything past Fast 7 to be canon, or like just the rest is bullshit. But like towards the tail end, The Rock was like he went from being like the best new like breath of fresh air for that franchise. He was a character in Fast 5, and then he just turned into shit by Fast 7. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, let's wrap this up, shall we? And
7's the magic number. You can't go past 7.
Well, they just ended it so fucking well. And like the main actor, Paul Walker died. He was the main actor. Him and Vin Diesel. It was their thing, and now it's The Rock's thing. And people are like, why do you hate it? I'm like, that's why I fucking hate it. Because it's and he does that with every franchise. He did that with Jumanji. He's done that with G.I. Joe, and what else has he done?
The Rock.
He can act well.
Did you think
Rock
Paul
is
Walker
an American treasure? He's an
Did
American.
you think Paul Walker was going to stop them? Carrie Fisher died, and it didn't stop them.
Yeah, but like I figured
they won't care in the future who dies. It'll just mean nothing. They'll just save the money.
I thought that Vin Diesel might put his foot down. It's like, yeah, we're not doing this without Paul. Or Tyrese was against The Rock having his own franchise. Apparently, they were all set on doing like 10 movies, but still, like, if they don't want to stop it with that beautiful end that they did for Paul's memory, and just, you know, I mean, let's be frank here. Fast and Furious shouldn't have done more than like 3 movies. Like, they got 7. Be happy with 7. Like, sorry, I can't. I just I'm gonna be here all day. I can't do it.
So let's now that you've got that out, let's have a look at this footage, because I don't think there's enough to make a video, but I'm sure there's enough to whinge about when we're watching it. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yep. I'm on the tab. Yeah.
I'm already fucked off. Actually, I suppose I should stop this every now and then so I don't get a copyright strike. But
you'll definitely get pulled because fucking Disney.
Yeah, but this edit of this old footage, this shits me as well. It's so lazy. It's like the poster, and you have a go at the poster, and people go, oh, "Who cares?" It's like, what are you going to care about if you're not going to care about the biggest, well, what was the biggest franchise in the world? Like the edit of this, like, you know, we like to do nice little edits for our YouTube videos, and I reckon we put more effort in than this. It's sort of, it jumps around. No one could watch this and understand what the saga's about if they hadn't seen it. It's just flashing images. And do you notice they don't like to really show them together that much? Like, it's like they don't want to remind you how much fun it was seeing them together.
Exactly.
They want to bury that mistake. They know they fucked up with that. I also found it odd that they're showing a new. I mean, I suppose showing it like in order of how most people saw them, like the original trilogy first. Then, but I thought doing it chronologically would be the best way to do it, because if it's all leading to episode 9, why would you show them out of chronological order? I really just think they're desperate to butter people up with showing the OT first. And
for sure,
they want to sorry, go on.
I was going to say the prequels don't even really fit into what's going on. Like, I know that
I think they're going to wreck the prequels. I think
they will. They'll do their best.
My goodness, this is supposed to end the saga. This should be bigger than Endgame. This should be like the biggest movie event almost of our generation. It should be.
I got this weird feeling in the pit of my stomach. They're going to bring Jar Jar back for episode 9 as a meme. They're gonna. What do they want? They want Jar Jar back as a Sith. They want us to. I thought they love the Gungans now. All right, let's bring Jar Jar back. Hey, you remember Jar Jar, right? Please tell us you like Jar Jar. You like him too? We'll bring back Dexter Jetster.
I think halfway through they should all just die from the Thanos snap, and then let them just wander around and figure it out.
Please, someone edit that. Someone edit that if you're in the chat and you got editing skills.
How close do you reckon they are to having it complete? Like, do you reckon they're still sitting there with all the bits just going, fuck, what do we do? Who else can we bring in? Can we just, do some CGI and add that character back in and do this? Like, because you think there'd be some... Look, I can hardly speak. It annoys me so much. But we don't even have a sense of what this next film's about. Like when you watch the old trailers for the OT or the prequels and that, you knew where the story was heading and what climax we were going for. We have no idea, but you wonder, do they know yet? Have they got a finished script, a finished story done that they can put together, or are they still swapping it around?
Oh man, they're so fucked. They're scrambling, like you said. I think I don't know if it was Moore who was the first to say this, but basically they wanted to, because 2015 Force Awakens comes out, peak prequel hate, right? And then that was when the tide started to turn. But they did everything they could to just ignore the prequels. There's no mention of the midichlorians. They actually retconned that. No mention of like the Jedi Council or anything that really happened in the prequels. They're just like all the world building and lore they built up. None of the planets. Coruscant's not even mentioned, though it's fucking ripped off with Hoxian Prime, whatever the fuck that planet was. They just, you know what I mean? But now, like, I was surprised they even showed prequel footage in this trailer that we're watching. And they start off with Darth Maul because, like, all right, we're gonna just show the best of the prequels. I'm like, come on, man.
You know what they tried to do though? They tried to soften our hearts and be like, And you do. I will say this: the Last Jedi footage in this is like extremely short.
Oh yeah,
like it's like what are they going to show? They show the salty planet, and I think that was like it, like just a couple little fly scenes. And I didn't remember seeing a Rose Tico sighting.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like that there. Yeah,
didn't see the Rose Tico.
I wonder how much she's actually going to be in the film, how far away they've moved her. But see, the first trailer that came out, the first sneak peek, like the retconning in that was incredible. Like we show you the helmet, it's getting put back together. We show you the lightsaber. We have Luke's voice saying no one's really gone. I thought, geez, JJ's really fucking going for it here. He's going to try and retcon the shit out of Last Jedi. But then with this, the new footage, it's like, maybe not. Maybe they're just doubling down.
Yeah, they just. Well, I mean,
he went out, man. He's leaving, so he's just making his movie, and I'm moving on to the next project.
JJ lives like he's had Spielberg's career. Like he's never had that peak film or that amazing. Like it's all been not bad. People sort of like things. I like Lost, but it didn't have a great ending. Nearly anything I like of his doesn't have a good ending. But he's now living as if he's had Spielberg's career. Like he just can't help but make money and get new contracts and new deals. And it's like, but where was the bit of the career where you just peaked and made these 3 or 2 incredible films that we talk about? And it didn't happen, but somehow he's convinced the world that he is Spielberg.
I think it was Star Trek that, or I think it was Star Trek that made Star Wars fans warm up to him. Although he made Star Trek fans hate him. And I think he just sort of coasted off that, and then he made The Force Awakens. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with JJ's filmography. I know he kind of fucked up Lost, or maybe I'm hearing that wrong. I don't want to say anything.
No, he did. The ending was horrendous. So he doesn't know how to end. See, that's the issue. JJ doesn't know how to end anything. He probably has good ideas and whatever, but originally he wasn't supposed to end this saga. But he wrote the blueprint, I guess, for whatever it's worth. And then they had another director. And man, you hear all these stories. I mean, even Mark Hamill's come out and said Luke had a big role in episode 9 with the original director. And then that director was fired and then everything changed. And then they said, Rian Johnson, just do whatever you want. We trust you. You're dumb, but just do whatever. We're just going to give you the biggest franchise in the world for you to do whatever you want.
What was his monster movie? Cloverfield. Like, I didn't mind. Have you guys seen Cloverfield?
I heard of it.
It just it's a found footage monster film. It's pretty good, but it just has no ending. Like, it's just once the main characters are dead, that's it. The monster just keeps going on, and we just cut away, and it just has no ending. Like, you just expect it to go. It's a part 1 of a 2-part film, but nope. He didn't even bother. He didn't even pretend. Now, let's get back. What's Han doing here? Oh, there's R2. He does exist. Even that hug, this edit annoys me. Like, there's a great scene here where Han comes up and all 3 of them together, but they're determined not to show them all together.
I didn't even notice that until you brought it up. Like, they're cut away, and then they're showing them separate cuts. They cut away for the medals. Shit.
And is that? I know there is another shot, I think, of Darth Vader, but it's like, that's the shot you pick. It's like this was put together in an afternoon just by work experience kid. It's like there's so many scenes to choose from. Like, when you do an edit like this for a video, it's hard to pick because there's so much to draw from. And then you watch this and you go, really? Like, and what is the story? If I'd never seen Star Wars, I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah. Man, I think this is what you should make your video about. If you're going to do a whole video about this, there's not much to work with in terms of the new content, but the way they've done this old content, you're absolutely spot on. And I didn't even think about it until you just brought it up just then.
And even the edits, like, you should try and sort of edit to the music, which they haven't bothered. But then they haven't even got similar timing with the cuts. Like, it's just sort of cuts all over the place. Which you wouldn't care if it was actually working, but you would have no idea what this is about.
She's passed on all we know.
And how did she pass on all they know? He keeps going, doesn't he?
I love it when he says that it's Darth Maul, and it's like foreshadowing for the end of the trailer where she's got a double-bladed lightsaber. I'm like, where the fuck did you learn to use a double-bladed nunchuck, kyber crystal loaded fucking head dicing saber?
And why would you show Darth Maul with his that makes sense fucking just before showing hers that makes no sense? Like, can you
this is a comical genius at work.
We haven't even got it to it yet, but if you're in battle with her and she spins it from to one end out to a staff thing and cuts your legs off because you're standing next to her, this big blade just has to swing around. Like, she can't even stand near a wall or anything in case it hits it. Like, it's just so stupid. But yeah, how did she get the 1,000 generations into her? Like, even Yoda didn't have that. And how many hundreds of years did he live for? Like, why her? How did it happen? I just don't understand. Can anyone tell?
Apparently I reckon they're going to address the novelization, and this is Jack can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but apparently in the novelization they shoehorned in when they connected Kylo and Rey's minds, she downloads the fucking training he's had. And I'm like, what?
What a way to write it. That's how you write a film. You had an off-screen thing that's shit.
Yeah.
Downloading powers. The only time that worked was The Matrix.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But like, I reckon they'll be like, or she'll be like, I was like, how can you do all this, right? Or they probably won't even ask. They'll probably just pray no one's asking questions, or they just won't even address it because they can't. But it should be just like, when I touched Kylo's mind, I saw all his thoughts and his experiences, and I don't know. He just doesn't say
Man,
something.
that's like they
to
were
that.
doing finger sex. I don't care what anybody said. That was just
I
weird.
saw Kylo's
Like,
porn
what the heck?
collection.
Touch my finger again, Ray, please. Please. Snooky keeps me locked up in this room. It's the only woman I see. Just touch my fingers. Oh my goodness.
I try and do all my reviews and comments on just the films. I like hearing about the EU. Like, a lot of people in the comments will explain something to me that's in a book or something that happened in the past, and it's fascinating to hear it. But I don't know a lot about it. But I just try and stick to what I've seen on screen, because like the first love was the films and what George created. So I have nothing against the EU and all that outside material, but how annoyed people get if you just go, but it wasn't in the film. I don't understand. Like, the fact that they can't understand that you shouldn't have to read that stuff to follow a film, especially a set of 9 films. Like, if you can't fit it in there, you've got problems. But yeah, it drives people absolutely crazy if you like don't care that it was in a book, and like, that's the best. Just downloading. Their laziness is unbelievable. Just fucking unbelievable.
Oh, it's disgusting.
What's Mace doing? Like, even all these scenes like that I get putting in, it's pretty dramatic. But that, and even what was the early ones? They're just a strange choice of scenes from all the other movies that don't explain anything.
Why don't you cut away to Darth Vader from Mace?
There's just, there we go. There's just some weird thing that they're panicking about, reminding us how good it was, but they want you to remember. It's like, remember how good it was, but don't actually think about it. We're just
no, there it is. Oh,
the fingers.
You would stop at the pornographic part of the thing.
Well, I said this in my Star Wars in the video I did for this. I basically said, you want to show all this past stuff just by saying kill the past and all that stuff, but you also say in the trailer, like coming up, the story of a generation comes to an end. And I was like, generation? It's the story of several generations, and the original sticks are going to be movies that countless generations are going to look back on years from now and appreciate for. Well, I hope they do anyway, for how they pioneered like certain aspects of filmmaking and special effects, and just the stories and characters in general.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They have told us over and over that this Star Wars isn't for you. They've told the fans like us, we don't respect your characters anymore because we want to build a whole new section of fans. But we're the ones that are bringing the young kids to come see this. But if you're going to disrespect me, I'm not bringing my children to go see this mess anyway, and they're not going to have any interest in these characters, which is what we're seeing now. They can't sell the toys. The toys here in America, I'm just telling you, you can go into any store and see Last Jedi toys with an inch of dust collecting like I bought a Rose Tico doll. I bought a Rose Tico action figure for 99 cents just because I almost felt sorry for her, but
wow,
just wanted to have it on my wall.
There's been a Ray hanging in the supermarket near me, and it's the same one because there's only one on a peg, and it's still got $15 on it, and it's only one of the small ones, and it just hasn't been touched in like 2 years or something. And every time I go past, I have a little laugh about it. I think I've got about 10 photos of it because every few months I take a photo that I'm going to post on Twitter, but it's still there. I'm waiting for it to actually go one day. But it's
wow.
But even Kathleen saying introducing it to a new generation, like kids, that's what parents are for. Like, could you be more out of touch? Like, was she actually pretending that kids weren't watching Star Wars anymore? Like their parents weren't making them watch it even if they didn't want to? Like, it's just, absolutely crazy.
One thing I will say, not to defend Kathleen,
more
but
hand sex.
The Last Jedi premiere I went to was like my first ever Star Wars premiere, And it was nice to see. Like, I saw everyone cosplaying, and I thought it was going to be all guys there, but there was a ton of young kids, a few girls there, a ton of people dressed like Rey. And I was like, see, and this is back when I was like pro Star Wars. I was like, that's nice. You know, you see the girls dressed up as their heroine. You see everyone getting along. People are playing, like, there was like a Robot Wars thing set up with like good BB-8 and bad BB-8. That was kind of cool. It was like a whole. There was even an orchestra, dude. There was a fucking orchestra for Star Wars. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna go see The Last Jedi. We're gonna go in, and we all left wondering. Well, like, it was very. One thing I distinctly remember.
Just pretend that in every cinema in Australia it's like that all the time.
Yeah.
Drunk 3PO won't know that we don't have an orchestra in the cinema every week.
Oh yeah, no, like, yeah, it's just for Star Wars. And like, before the film started, it was so loud, but as everyone left, one thing I just now remember is like how quiet it was. It was actually pretty, relatively speaking, pretty silent. We were all just sort of whispering to each other. But
it was weird leaving that cinema. I was so confused. I went opening day in the morning, and then my nephew was going in the afternoon, and he's not as much of a fan as I am, but he likes them. And and he rang me to see if I enjoyed it, and I said, "Oh, I don't want to say too much. You know, it's sort of different, because even in my own head, I couldn't work out what I'd just seen." And then I rang him that night, and he goes, "Oh, that was shit," because he didn't have the same connection I had that wanted to make it good, and he just straight away thought it was just fucking horrible. Yeah, and he's got like no interest in Star Wars now whatsoever, where he used to have a bit of an interest, you know. So yeah.
The one thing I will say before we move on is I actually really tried to like the film. I even saw it a second time just to double check if I like it or not, or just to double see what, because my brother told me it was fucking shit. I'm like, what are you talking about? The movie reviewer that I take as gospel on YouTube said it was like the best since Empire. Gave it a name. It was Chris Stockman, if anyone's wondering.
Yeah.
And I still love Chris. I still watch his videos. I've significantly I hold his opinion at a much lower standard now, but I still like his videos. I still watch him. Yeah, but like, I was actively trying to convince. I'm like, what am I missing? This guy has like hit every nail on the head for just almost every movie I've ever liked, and now I'm conflicted. And yeah, like I said, you know the rest of that story. I came around pretty quickly. But,
I had to see the movie twice. Like, I saw it opening night. I walked out and I called my friend. I said, "Bro, you gotta come see this, because I think there's something wrong here. I'm missing something. Like, I'm missing something."
Because like Luke's dead and he didn't do anything.
When Luke, the first time I saw it, when Luke faded away like a fart in the wind, somebody in the theater yelled, "What the?" I don't care. Like, what the fuck? Like that. I'm like, oh my God. That's when I knew like something's wrong. You know, I brought my friend. I'm like, "You're not going to believe." He goes, "Dude, it's Star Wars. How can they mess it up? How can they mess up Star Wars? You got anything's better than Jar Jar. How can they mess this up?" I'm like, "Yeah, you got to watch this, because I think I missed something. So let's watch it again." And it was worse the second time. It was like walking out of a funeral. Nobody clapped at the end of the film. Nobody, like, you know, like at the end of like some of these Marvel films, people were clapping and cheering. And like at the end of The Force Awakens, when you see Luke about to get the lightsaber, people were like applauding in that theater that I was in. After The Last Jedi, people were like, "I think this is dead. This is over. This is done."
Because, as you guys probably know, but like cutting it up to make videos, I feel like I've watched it 100 times. Like, because I'll go to a scene and cut it up and take bits out and use it. And then the other day it was on. We had friends over, and there was friends that hadn't seen it, wanted to watch it, and I wasn't watching it properly, but I kept getting sucked into how it's actually worse than I remembered. Even though I tell everyone else that I'm telling that in my videos that it's worse than you remember. It is so slow and bad. Like, I hadn't watched it in one long go, and Christ, that is a bad film. The worst thing people say is that it's a bad Star Wars film, but it's a good science fiction film. It's not. It's a shit film. If it didn't have anything to do with Star Wars, it would be fucking boring. Like,
it'd be bomb. It would bomb.
You would have. We already don't have any sense of what's going on, but you would just have no idea. And like, we only get a slight thrill from seeing a lightsaber or something. There'd be none of that if it didn't have any connection to Star Wars. It would be just seen as what it really is, and that is a shit film.
But I mean, the thing is, you have a movie where they took no risks. Every time like something was about to happen, they were saved in the last second over and over and over and over and over again. And you could literally take Finn and Rose and everything that they ever did in that whole film and remove it, and nothing would change.
Oh, no.
Absolutely nothing would change. And that's not Star Wars, man. You took a Return of the Jedi, like everybody had, even C-3PO, everybody had an important part to play. All the characters had an important role, had important decisions, had important parts. You look at The Last Jedi and like you could literally take people that are supposed to be the stars out of the film, everything that they did out of the film, and it wouldn't change anything whatsoever. It wouldn't change anything, which is like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah. I laughed so hard when I saw Rose Tico save Finn. I was like, you've got to be. I mean, even the first time I watched it, I was like, you've got to be fucking shitting me.
She sexually molested him. In American standards, she would have been held to a high court for
that's why they've moved her on.
That kiss. So
that was so odd in the cinema. Even trying to like it, sitting there trying to find confused why I wasn't enjoying it. That kiss just came out of nowhere. And Finn's face just makes it even worse. Like, and it's not like you watch it again. I use it all the time videos because it's hilarious that she says that, and they blow up everyone behind her. But it's so awkward, that kiss. Yeah, it just like, even people say they'd be happy if Ryan directed someone else's script. I don't agree. Like all the screaming and facial expressions, and that weird kiss was like the best take. And fuck yeah, keep him away. Let him do his Knives Out. Let it be successful. I don't care as long as he doesn't do anything I'm actually interested in. Yeah. Now let's get what else? Oh, more touching.
Wow, they skipped through so much.
There it is.
What's that?
They skipped through so much. Play it back.
Oh yeah.
Play it. Like they played it out of order. They played like they blended the two films together. Like what?
And even this bit is sort of put there to make out that at the end of the last film she was questioning the light and the dark side when it's nothing to do with it.
I love that.
It's just a street.
It's like she looks like she just woke up. Like it's like groggy as fuck. Yeah.
Remember in episode 3 when they jump around showing all the different Jedi getting killed and all the different worlds, and they all look so different, and then it's another desert. Like, I just can't take seeing desert anymore. Like, for fuck's sake. And is this like a Mad Max Burning Man thing? Like, I don't even understand. Obviously I don't understand, I haven't seen the film yet, but it just seems so boring. Like, this is the best they can come out with, another desert scene.
All right. I reckon this is what this is gonna be, is like they're gonna try and like this is where they're gonna find their new recruits, and Rey's gonna give some sort of awe-inspiring "Let's go defeat the Empire" speech.
Oh yeah.
They're all gonna raise their hands like, yeah, let's kill the Empire. Like,
I fucking loved in Last Jedi when they say to Princess Leia, they've got the message, no one's coming, and it's like, fucking, you guys are the terrorists. Like, no one likes you. No one's coming to help. Even the Ewoks weren't fashioning a ship out of a tree or something to come and help. Like, it just, why do we like you? Like, no one else seems to like you in the universe. They can blow up, what was it, 5 planets? And they're still not going to come and help you. Like, so these people obviously don't know about them if they're going to turn around and start helping them. And I hope those kites can, like, put some rockets on it or something, because they don't look like they're too advanced.
Yeah.
What
are they doing? Like some sort of festival, or I don't fucking know.
But again, like, if you watch the old Return of the Jedi trailer or something, and there's, ATSTs in forests and Ewoks and different creatures and just so much to get you excited to get into the cinema, where this is like Burning Man, some other shit. Remember the old people.
Yeah.
Now you know that was CGI from the old film.
Yeah, she's in the
Yeah.
exact same position, isn't she?
The Leia picture was like,
When she farewells Ray, yeah, absolutely.
I hate this lighting too. This is the same as Solo. This
Yep.
muted, blown out sort of. Oh fuck! It's meant to be a fantasy. We're meant to be excited and in awe. You know, that's where the Marvel get it right. Their scenes in space look incredible. Like they're just, you know. But this dark bullshit. Solo was like the ugliest film I'd ever seen.
Do you think that with the Star Destroyers, do you think that that's like his thing? I don't actually believe. I mean, it could be like legit. Like JJ could be saying this is the First Order now. This is what they're going to fight. And it recently came out that they leaked that Darth Ray is actually a vision. So maybe Ray is seeing this in a vision. Like this is what
I
the
think
First
all
Order
this
will
stuff
become.
is vision. Yeah, I think it is.
but you know what? It doesn't matter because all you got to do is fly one X-wing into hyperspace, ludicrous speed, whatever you want to call it now, and just blow them all up with one shot. I mean, it doesn't matter how many ships you bring at this point. Just send one ship into ludicrous speed and just blow them all up. That's
the
all
only
you
reason I thought it was a vision, or like when she touched the lightsaber in Force Awakens, she saw things from the past and future. And that is just because the way they're lined up. It just looks ridiculous how they're in these straight lines and so close together. You think they would have learnt their lesson from the bombers for flying so close together as well, that they just all get destroyed. But the best reaction I heard of this was Mauler's. Did you see his video watching this?
Yeah.
Oh, his laugh, that cracked me up because it was as if he'd prepared himself for JJ that's just bigger, over the top, but nothing could prepare you for this photo, like this shot, because it's just ridiculous.
It's like the fucking clone army, but it's in Star Destroyers instead of troops. They're all fucking assembly line.
Disney's become the copy and paste network, and they just did one. They just copy and paste a bunch of ships on the screen. I mean, that was.
But in one of the leaks, it was like that each of them have got the Death Star technology. So they're all mini Death Stars, apparently, if the leak's true. And then there is that shot in the trailer where it's like, you know, blowing up the ground and there's a laser. And it's just like, what do you do next? Like, bigger Death Stars, more ships. Like Snoke's ship was just bigger again and millions of people on board. And if it's not a vision, where the fuck have all these people come from? Like, where are they recruiting their army? I mean, we have no idea where they came from the first time in Force Awakens, but now it's just getting ridiculous. It's going to be a long film too, isn't it? Like 3 hours or something, they're saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that going to be Lando's daughter?
Yeah, that's Lando's daughter. I think that's confirmed.
Yeah, I heard like everyone's saying that Lando, he's basically at the very end of the film. That scene where him and Chewbacca like just fly off into the sunset is like the end of the film. So
I don't want to be mean here.
Oh, be mean.
The last person that kissed Finn, and John in real life said that Finn's a virgin, was Rose. And then there's this girl. Like, I don't want to put down Rose Tico to anyone. I know some people, they're a favourite, but I think I'd know which one I'd rather kiss. I think what I'm saying is I think he's traded up. If this is they're going to hook him up with.
I'd agree.
And if it's Lando's daughter, she'll be a freak.
Oh, God, that's true.
Yeah.
She must. If she's Lando's daughter, I bet she must really indulge her vibrator.
Oh my
God. 6 cents for technology. That's his weakness.
And speaking of vibrator, he's C-3PO.
There's my boy right there. There's my boy.
Yeah.
Do we think the red eyes mean anything, or is it just a reflection? Like, is it?
I think he's when they leaked that poster of him holding a bowcaster. So here's like what people were hinting, and I don't think these are spoilers. Of course, they're just rumors, but the way that they are taking care of Leia in the film is because Carrie Fisher, rest her soul, is no longer alive to film, but she's gonna be communicating through C-3PO in the movie to give orders to the First Order while she's out looking for more help. So that's why he has a significant role, and apparently he gets captured and
Is this one of the leaks or is this your theory?
No, it's one of the leaks that was
that
people were talking. Yeah, and so but he actually dies. Like he does his mission and then he gets blowed up at the end. So even Anthony Daniels is tweeting like you're gonna have an emotional end with C-3PO in this film. And you're like, wow, thank you. I hope he kills people. I hope this is like revenge mode and he kills Poe. I just want him to kill Poe because I don't like Poe. I don't like Poe at all. I hope he just like takes it out on Poe. Poe always tells him to shut up, tells 3PO to shut up. And
did you like Poe in Force Awakens?
In the Force, I didn't mind him.
Yeah. He had potential. Like, I thought he was going to be.
My biggest letdown was Finn. I thought we were going to see somebody who was like Force sensitive, who's older, who didn't know what to do with it, and, he kind of gets groomed a little bit in the Force as an older person who was Force sensitive and boy, did that get shot down. Like, I thought that would be an awesome, like, side story. I've
got a clip from Jean, who plays Finn, obviously, talking about that because I've always had this thought about him. Imagine you get the script, you're a stormtrooper that changes sides, like you're going to defect to the other side and fight against the Empire. How excited you'd be! You would think your role was going to be so important in the film, like you're going to have this full role, deep, dramatic, making sacrifices, and then they just turn him into a clown. It's like, he must be shattered.
Exactly.
And he says he's a Star Wars fan. Like, he should have one of the best roles ever, and it's just turned into nothing.
One of the super chats that rolled in said, C-3PO looks drunk. I know that was targeted at me. So we'll get to the super chats, everyone. We will get to the super chats. Don't worry.
C-3PO didn't need robots can't eat. I was going to say, didn't need a Snickers. I think I might. He's going to pull it. Maybe he pulls a guilty spark. I don't know how many Halo fans are in the chat. They'll get the reference.
What's it? What's a guilty spark?
If you ever played Halo, I'm almost positive that 343 Guilty Spark was based off of C-3PO originally, but like he, let's just say his eye also turned red at the end of Halo 3. he's
no man, this is years of abuse from everyone, and C-3PO is not going to have it. And he's like, I'm sick of y'all making fun of me. I'm sick of y'all always telling me to shut up. I'm sick of y'all not listening to my stats. And I hope he kills them all. Just kill them all.
When Anakin was building him and he put the little red globes in the eyes, and his mum must have thought, what are they for? Oh, one day he'll fucking lose it. Like, he'll need these. Yeah. His little switch here where he turns into an arsehole, he can turn these on.
Yeah. He has an instant kill mode like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Anakin gave it to him. He told no one.
Imagine if they just did something like that, just like unexpected, all these ads are crap, and it's just C-3PO and R2-D2 killing everyone. They just start destroying people, and just it's a massacre. It'd be so much more fun to watch.
He's going to kill everyone. He's going to go back to Endor, where the people treated him with respect and godlike. And that's the end of the film. He's going to sit in that wicker chair and be surrounded by his subjects and stare off into the double sun. And then they'll play that. Yeah.
And they'll just be, as they're pulling away with the camera, they're just polishing him up over and over and getting him to shine as anything.
Yep. That's how it's going to be.
It'd be so much better.
Oh, so I get it. It was because Ray killed the Ewok. You've lost my loyalty.
Yes, that's right. We've worked it out. Just start shaking, the eyes go red.
You killed my faithful subject.
He pulls out his wallet and he's got one of those things that drops out with like 50 photos of Ewoks he's been carrying around for 30 years. He just goes on a killing spree. So she has got that training ball. Someone mentioned that in this. She's got Luke's training ball floating in the air, which I hadn't noticed when I watched it. So
where was it? Rewind or
it's right there.
Have you got her standing there at the tree next to the lightsaber? There's a little ball.
Oh, she's trained. Oh, I get it.
Because everyone that's good at something train themselves. It's just natural. Yeah. You can learn anything yourself.
Oh,
she hasn't even got a book or anything.
The chat is just alive with C-3PO killing everyone. Like they are just the super chats are hilarious.
I love it.
I'm so annoyed my chats aren't updating because I want to put some on screen and I'm trying to look over at the other computer to just see what people are saying.
Oh man!
Someone just said
I don't want to read people's super chats yet. I'll let you read them, but they're hilarious. Like they're like all C-3PO stuff. I mean, it's funny.
Where's it? We're almost up to 800 viewers. Holy shit! Let me see if I can bring up my Discord and I'll share the.
Hit the like button, people.
Yeah, you have to tell me if you like it because we can do this again, or we can just disappear if people aren't enjoying it. Hopefully, people are.
If you guys want more Robot Head live stream, please put a 2 in the chat.
Now, if there's none, you know this is going to be very, very upsetting.
Oh no, so, they're gonna want more and more. I when you told me you hadn't streamed
there's
like at all,
look at all the
100K, I was just like, well, since you started it like, from the first bloody video, I was like, are you serious? You have no idea how starved your audience must be for that?
I've only been on a couple of live streams. I've been on the High Council twice, once just this week and once earlier on, and on EFAP. I think that's all I've been on.
There must have been 1,000 twos just fly right through the hole. And someone wrote 69. That was the best.
Let's get back to Ray teaching herself.
Your journey.
This fucking thing about the heavy broadsword lightsabers. You know I've got a thing about them. It's just, you can tell they went from the OT where it was, no one was that skilled. And then George went, now we want to show what a skilled, Jedi looks like. And people complain that they dance around too much in that. And I think it's fantastic. Like, I think it's perfect in that they're meant to know what the other person's about to do and respond. And, who's going to say the Darth Maul fight's bad? It's absolutely fantastic. But so JJ's come out and thought, well, we've had sort of a bit slow and we've had light on the feet. We'll go heavy broadsword fighting. And it's like, how does that make any fucking sense? Like, even this, him dragging it in the snow gives me the shits because it's like you just couldn't imagine any of the others using their lightsaber that way. It was just sort of a respected weapon and just used when needed. Fucking stupid.
I know.
I hate it. He drags that in every film. It's like he's such a wimp. I'm not strong. I can't even pick up my lightsaber. I gotta drag it on the ground all the time. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
When it was all fuzzy in Force Awakens, I thought, well, I also thought his character would grow. So I thought he was like young and angry in the first film. By the second film, we'd have a time jump and that he'd be scarier and more in control. And I thought his lightsaber would have changed. Like is it from a broken crystal or something, or is it just because he doesn't know how to make them properly? But I thought his lightsaber would be a constant red beam now, not the shaky one anymore. But like his personality, they just brought him back exactly the same.
Yeah, no.
And I'm guessing, like everyone says, this is on the crashed Death Star 2, because we can see the cannons in the background.
Okay, oh yeah. Oh shit, I didn't notice that on the left there.
God. Yeah, it's can we go back a bit? Yeah, it's from one of the trenches or whatever. That's what people are guessing anyway, because you can see the cannons over to the side, like when they did the trench run.
Yeah.
So
as you can see in the background too, there's like all those little broken bits and bobs as well.
And wasn't someone saying that if you go by the poster, it looks like where Obi-Wan turned off the tracker? Like I don't know if they show it in here, but up the end here, it looks like when he balanced out there to turn it off.
they're gonna like go that deep with their referencing, like
Oh
the
my
place
goodness.
where Obi-Wan turned the fucking tractor beam on. Is she gonna find out she's a Kenobi then? My grandfather stood here once.
But the ball for like all of it.
Him.
Oh, Darth, all of it. That face.
The Swiss Army knife of lightsabers.
She didn't actually. I haven't got it here to show, but I was going through, the D23 and them getting interviewed on the way in, and she seemed really surprised. She was saying she was surprised this was used to show people, but her reaction was that when I saw it, she said, when I saw that, I was shocked. I was so surprised, and then she said, "Oh, I was just surprised that they were going to show people." But I wouldn't be surprised if, like, they didn't even film that. That's just being composited together because it just looks so fake. Doesn't even look like she's there.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those matte paintings.
Yeah, it looks like photoshopped or something.
Yeah.
I really
Might
suck
be-
with telling visuals apart, but like even I was like, yeah, that something's off there.
Yeah. It just mightn't be finished, but the fucking stupidest weapon. I've got to say that again. Again, that was the best take. Like, she's got to lift her arm and crank it around so it doesn't hit the ground. It seems so convenient.
Mhm.
Oh God!
Do you guys remember when you first saw? Okay. You guys
What was
remember
that?
when you first saw Darth Maul do his double blade, and we were just like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be epic." I think they were trying to get, that same. I don't know, trying to get that same magic with
But
that thing.
they were stupid enough to show us Darth Maul in the same clip.
I know. That's why I'm like, when I first saw Darth Maul hit that double blade, like, yeah, man, I was little, but I mean, I'm just like, oh my God, that's epic. That's amazing. You see Rey, you're like, what is that? I mean, I know it's from Rebels. I saw it in the cartoon, but it's just like, give me that.
And even if you know about it beforehand, like with Darth Maul, we you've seen it before you've seen the film, but like that first fight in the desert, and he only uses it as a single one, and you're like just wanting it to come out, and that's not till the end that he uses both ends. It just is so exciting, and it seems to be a weapon that makes sense. Where her weapon, like when it's folded two next to each other, how the fuck would you even use that?
What? Yeah.
I mean, like it's just who knows? Who the fuck knows?
I just don't understand. Like, it's just like, what did they want us to do? Like, just freak out and go, oh wow, how does that even how do you even intimidate people with that? Like, I'm coming to get you. Hold on a second. I must retract and otract my. They should have just given her a Maul saber. I mean, that would have been probably better than, And what do? Do you fold it up and put it in your purse when you're done with it? And just, I'm done with it. I could just fold it up now and put it away. No one can see it.
They can't have Darth Maul's lightsaber though. It's Disney. It's all got to be their own watered down yet original designs that are as impractical as fucking possible.
That's not original though.
The double saber lightsaber is original.
Yeah,
but like
the ones that used it though were Jedi. They weren't even like.
But
I'm just pouring another drink here. Stay with me. Don't leave.
Wow, you guys are hearing Robot Head walk to his home and stumble.
No, I just had to lean over.
He's juggling beers.
I came prepared. Now, you've probably heard I'm not a fan of the throne room scene. I have mentioned it a couple of times. But I get sick of this bring your own weapon to work day. Like, I hated how all the guards each had a different weapon. Like, I know it's fantasy and it's meant to be ideas and exciting and that, but that just seemed a bit stupid to me that they were creating different weapons for each guard. And this is the same thing. Like, Maul seemed exciting, and then they didn't do it again. The others just had single lightsabers. It was just his thing, But now it's like every single person's got to have their own little weird quirk that just like makes it more outrageous to actually use than just what a normal one to do a fair bit of damage, I reckon. Even though anyone can just pick them up now.
Mecca Randit's here. What's up,
Yeah.
Mecca? She said it's to sell more toys. That's an excellent point. If you guys in the chat loved Robot Head's breakdown of that throne room scene, please put an RH in the chat, because I've actually had friends come over, on my television. I was like, you got to watch this breakdown of this throne room scene. It is just like, this guy gets it. RHs everywhere. They are just firing in the chat. Look at that.
Drunk, you're like having a call that
my
man.
friend. You
can come on anytime. You just bring the love with you and all the people to love me.
That's it, man. I mean, that throne room scene breakdown that you did probably got you banned from Lucasfilm, Ryan Johnson, JJ. I mean, it's just
the thing was, it wasn't difficult. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so easy to do. But
what I didn't catch was the guy that threw his spear away. When you were like, this is my favorite. See, I thought your favorite part would have been Kylo Ren stabbing the ground and then the guy just walking up and hitting the sword. And so, because I noticed that right off. But when you go, this is my favorite part. The guy throws away the spear. I never even noticed that till you did that. And I'm like, this is the worst freaking movie. Like, this is not even a bad Star Wars film. This is the worst freaking movie I have ever. It is most laziest piece of crap I have ever seen. Like, how do you just walk up to someone, throw the spear away to get stabbed?
The most amazing bit is people were making comments and sending me messages of things I missed. And there was like another 10 things that I didn't mention.
RHs in the chat. They're still putting RHs in the chat.
When I saw that when you dubbed that whole sequence of the guy throwing his weapon away, I fucking lost it, man. I just couldn't contain myself. I was like, you have got to be fucking shitting me. They put this in a multi-million-dollar film.
Yeah, I only have to watch.
That was it.
The prequels, like all that, they showed all the training they did. Like, the people who defend it, they're like, it's just a movie but it's not just a movie. It's a very important movie to a lot of us. But the rehearsals they go to, like the amount of practicing they do, the amount they go through it. Plus, the guys, the stuntmen, they're not idiots. They know when something's not working. And obviously, there was one person there that wasn't listening, old Roundhead, because I just can't believe that got to screen. That they didn't go, no, we've got to do that again, or we can't film it this way, or we've got to recut it. Like the disappearing knife. When the stuntman must have known, they all must have known at the time. How did they not pick that up? But obviously they thought it was going to be edited around or something, and just unbelievably bad. And like, if you're not going to show care there.
I'm just saying, this is a Star Wars movie. The disappearing, knife thing. This is a go back and reshoot the freaking scene. Don't just say, I'm going to be lazy and just magically remove his weapon out of his hand. I mean, I'm just like, that's ridiculous. This is a Star Wars movie, people. Like, this isn't Looper. This isn't Buck Rogers. Nothing against Buck Rogers. I'm just saying, this isn't that. This is a Star Wars film. If you're going to do stuff like that, go back and reshoot it so it doesn't look that bad.
There was a bit I cut it. There was a bit I cut out of that video, which I sort of regretted. I just didn't think it fit in, but it was just made me laugh. And it's in the all the extra stuff where they show them, practicing the fight scenes. And one of the stunt coordinators, the guy that's putting together these fights, says that there was where she's on the rock practicing, like training herself. Ray in Last Jedi. I'm talking backwards here. He's up in front of her while she's doing it in the background, and he said that he'd planned 2.5 days, I think it was, for her to learn that, and she learnt it all in like 2 hours. And he was just shocked at how great she was that she could learn it in a couple of hours. And you got to think, if you think something's going to take the average person 2.5 days to learn, and they've done it in 2 hours, maybe you're the fucking problem. Like, maybe you're not making this as hard as possible. And in the background, she was just doing that thing where she's just going from side to side like a little kid playing. And this was what he'd put together and thought was going to take 2.5 days to learn. It's like, fuck. Everyone on this film was a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Also, in the trailer for The Last Jedi, it specifically shows Rey, like not Rey training herself, but Rey. Well, the same scene, but they make a point to have Luke standing over her like he's training her.
Yeah. That's right.
I'm like, you misleading fucks! Like, how fucking dare you? I get mad the more I think about it.
I just don't understand why they didn't have somebody on the set with the balls to tell them this is not good Star Wars. Like, everything that you're doing is not good. This isn't Star Wars lore. This isn't what Star Wars is. And my God, trashing characters to make your characters look better is the worst idea. It's the worst thing you could do to any film, any film whatsoever. For what they did to Luke Skywalker, in my opinion, is unforgivable. I will never, listen, people can spend their money on whatever they want, but I have personally said I will never watch anything Rian Johnson ever makes for what he did to my favorite character, because he trashed Luke to make Rey look better. And it's like, people aren't buying that crap, man. They're not buying it. They're not buying it. They're not buying her toys. They're not buying anything. It's just like, it's like, are we stupid? Like, we're just sheep. We can't see through all that, taking our characters and trashing them.
Still making mistakes.
and
I get have to be a perfect movie. Just like, you don't understand how excited, like, all my boys, like, we were ready to see Luke. Honestly, if it got to the end of that movie and Luke Skywalker became the Jedi Master that he was, and he destroyed like them, whatever AT-AT things they were, or AT-ATs, and he did his thing, and he's like, all right, the next film, we're going to rise up together and go. I probably could have forgave a lot of the nonsense. But the fact you have freaking Luke Skywalker just start crying and then disappear without like a fart in the wind because he used the Force too much is like the stupidest thing I have ever. It's the stupidest thing ever. I mean,
people saying Mark's not that upset, and I'm amazed what he has said. Like, they got to be professional. Like, his career's later on, so he doesn't have to worry too much. He's Mark Hamill. But I'm amazed how much he actually said. And people are trying to say, it was taken out of context and this and that. Like, it's more common for them all to just go with the one story that it's fantastic, it's great. Like, that's their job. Half the job's making the film, the other half selling the film. Like, the fact that he came out and said what he said is just still surprises me. And he's still having digs every day on Twitter. He's hilarious.
What about that missed opportunities photo? It couldn't have been more clearer than that. What a fucking legend. I was like, thank you. They were like, you're taking Mark out of context. I'm like, the picture, that fucking tweet said all you needed to know.
And they turned on him for that. Fucking assholes.
They did. I'm like, how are you going to disrespect this guy? He's been there for fucking 40 years. What about what they did to fucking Akbar? He was like crying under his suit because Rian Johnson was trying to make a fucking joke out of him.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ.
Bro,
Like,
what they did to Mark Hamill, when Mark Hamill tweeted that picture, missed opportunities, and I'm sorry, I'm going to get a little aggravated. These freaking idiots attacked him saying, you're too old. This isn't your Star Wars anymore. Move along. Why don't you give like the new characters a chance? If you want to see Luke Skywalker, go watch the old films, blah, blah, blah. Dude, I made like 5 videos in a row because I was so pissed off that they would treat Mr. Star Wars himself, that they would treat Mark Hamill, who you're dragging around now to sell your film because you can't do it. You can't do it with Rey. You can't do it with Finn. You can't do it with Poe. You can't do it with any of the original characters. You got to drag around Mark. You got to revive the Emperor. You got to revive all these things just so you could sell your film is disgusting. And these freaking shills that are shilling for this new film, the way they treated Mark Hamill is disgusting and unforgivable. I mean, it was disgusting, the things that they were saying. They were making fun of him being old. They were making fun of him like for who he was. It was unforgivable.
And at the other end of the scale, we have poor John here.
Listen,
I don't know if you saw this clip, but I just listened to this one.
Oh, fans, this is it. This is actually the end. I actually want to make sure that the fans know that this is literally the end. Like, there is. This is that war that we always spoke about. It's here. So
what the fuck is he talking about?
The wall.
I saw that and I'm like,
I never
know
saw this clip. Oh my god.
you got a career to come out here. I get it, but fuck that war. I don't even know what he's talking about. What war? Begins too. Like, what's happening?
We had 2 wars, you fucking spatula. We had Return of the Jedi, and we had the fucking Clone Wars, you stooge.
What
What the fuck are you talking about?
I feel for him because I don't blame the actors. Like, it's, but
that
fuck.
screenshot too just makes us the cherry on the cake. He's like, know what I'm saying? Fuck you.
What the heck is he?
It's it's just that war we've been waiting for. Well, I'm sure Ray will take care of everyone, so I'm not exactly that excited. We don't even know who the enemy is. Like, we don't even know. Is it
last we heard the what do we have? The Resistance now? What are there, like 6 people? They're all in the Falcon.
I think
now
literally there was like around 20.
The freaking war? What the freak is he talking about?
It's just
rewind that. I gotta see it again.
I'm sorry, John. This thing ended with Rian Johnson, so
It ended in fucking Revenge of the Sith. If we're going like year of release, 1983 if we're going chronologically. Fuck you.
So, John, tell us, what do you want the fans to know?
What do you want to say to the fans?
Oh, fans, this is it. This is actually the end. I actually want to make sure that the fans know that this is literally the end. Like, there is. This is that war. That war that we always spoke about. It's here. So.
He's like, you're buying that? You're buying it?
I'm buying that he's a fucking tool.
Dude, he's ready to be done with this series. He's ready to get away from Star Wars.
That face is making too. Like, he's like,
I wonder if
he doesn't care anymore.
I can make so many memes out of that.
He does not care.
Oh, let me go down a bit.
Ruin Johnson, bless you.
Oh, Ruin Johnson. He makes my day every day. He's
parody account.
He has to be the funniest on Twitter. He cracks me up. But and people get so angry with him. That's even better. But I just found that clip that I was going to show now. And at the same time, Ruin put this up. And he says in this, I don't know if you saw this one as well. They're talking about Palpatine. And it's like, he's the greatest enemy. I mean, we may as well take him down properly. And it's like, he's just grasping for things to say. Like, so Palpatine is in it, and now we have to take him down properly. Like, it's just fucking, they earn their money more selling this crap than they do on set acting. It's just fucking unbelievable. And of course, Weekend Warrior, another fantastic YouTuber, was laughing at Ruin's tweet there. But yeah, there's the poor guy. But then you wonder, where have I got it here? There was another clip where you can see he's trying to talk around Rian Johnson and being a fan. What have we got here?
This is.
I'm surprised by his tribute there with his outfit, because it just sort of seems a bit wrong if you've seen.
Oh God! Oh, wow!
I was just a bit.
How did you piece that together? Like, Jesus! Is that like the intro for all of the Cosby Show, or?
That's not Bill. That's an actor.
That's a porno, man.
That's a porn star.
I don't know anything about, except for the scandal. I don't know anything about the Cosbys. But it's like, what the fuck?
Well, the funny thing is, in real life, they turned into this version. So this guy is amazing at doing it. But yeah, I wouldn't know anything about this film, but apparently it's it's part 2. So part 1 must have been very popular. But anyway, back to John. I just thought his choice of jumper was a bit, not quite right, but that's okay.
This is the last chapter in the Skywalker saga.
Skywalker saga is done.
It is a big, it is a big turning of the page for Star Wars.
Yeah.
How did it feel to be a part of that, and what are you going to miss most about being part of it?
Well, it felt amazing being a part of this final fight.
Again, I suppose I better watch copyright with these.
For me, after episode 8,
would you get copyrighted for interviews? I don't think so. Best be
Don't
safe.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had more clarity. I had so many questions. I am the Star Wars.
You had some questions. I suppose it'd be worse if you don't say it.
Well, all right. So JJ has gone on record saying, no, JJ and Kathleen. JJ said you'll have to watch the movie to understand what the title means. And Kathleen Kennedy, to her, just the gift that keeps on giving, said the title, it doesn't answer anything. It asks questions, it's emotional, and it's provocative. I'm like, and then he's on fucking set and he's like, I still have questions.
Yeah. And he doesn't even know who he is.
Fan on set that likes to debate everything or bring it up. And so for me, I just wanted to see more. I want to know more about these characters. And number one is that I want to see them together. I don't know if you guys agreed. I just want to see them together.
Okay. You know
basically
what
he's saying
together? You know which 3 characters we wanted to fucking see together, mate? The fucking ones that have been there for 40 years, you stooge. We gotta see Ray, fucking Poe, and Finn together. We don't even know.
But you know what he's really saying here? I don't want to be with that Rose Tico character anymore. Can I go back?
Yes. Let me hang around with some of the others.
I was a bumbling idiot in The Last Jedi, and I had no importance. I had no role. I basically didn't have to be in the movie, and nothing would change. So can you please put me with somebody that has meaning and importance, that I might have an important job in this next film? That's all he's saying. That's all he's saying.
He's like, all right, I was nice to the new kid, and now she's, I've done my time. I want to go back to my old friends.
Even the OT characters when like the missed opportunities photo when they could have been together, and people saying like all we wanted was one scene, and I'm like, fuck it, I'd give me a whole film with all 3 of them together. Like what is so bad about these characters? And then like we've seen it all before, we've seen them do this and that. And it's like, have you no imagination that stories can go on with the same characters? And yeah, I wanted more than just one scene of them together. I would have preferred at least one scene together, but yeah, I wasn't on the boat of that's all we needed. I wanted them to be part of it, at least for the first film, and then hand it on for the second 2. Insane. So he wants to be with other people. What else do you want, John?
So I was like, come on, JJ, man. I haven't read the draft yet, but I know exactly what the fans want. Yeah. They want to see everybody together. Yeah. They want to see the dynamics between Rey and Kylo. They want more explanation of the past. Mm-hmm. So let's do it like that.
Yeah.
So I'm glad JJ was on the same exact page.
There's that.
Well, we can only hope JJ's on the same page. There was another bit where he was going into there and someone said, do we learn Finn's surname? And he just went all blank and he's like, we learn lots about everyone, all the characters. Like, you poor guy, you've just got to sell this. So
he has no idea what's going on, and then the press tour is going to be worse. It's just going to be a nightmare. Who are they going to sell this time? For like the Force Awakens, they had Harrison Ford. The Last Jedi, they had Mark Hamill. So who are they going to use this round for the?
Well, I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Lando, Billy D, but I don't know if they can get him out. So I don't want to share this whole thing, but just this bit cracked me up. Was watch the hands behind him.
The hands.
These guys either side. Seeing the crowd.
Yeah,
pretending to kiss him.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it did make me laugh.
It's like 4 people.
It just goes on for 10 minutes with those guys pretending to be puppets on either side of his head.
You should do. You should. If you're gonna meme that, you should put like JJ on one side, you should put Kathleen on the other, or Cock Eager on one of those hands. Like put their faces like, do what we want. You gotta say what we want you to say.
Yeah. So, do we have any high hopes for the next one? Are you going on opening day?
I'm going on opening day. I can be done with it as soon as possible, and so I can get a video out to people who want to see a video. Other than that, no excitement whatsoever. Done.
So, everyone subscribe to my It's my shameless plug. I might be able to see it a day before. I have a cousin that's a manager at a movie theater. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go see Cats because I promised someone I'd see the movie. Cats opens the same weekend as Star Wars Episode 9.
What do you owe them that you have to promise them that?
It's a lot.
Did you kill one of their children or something, and that was the payback? Like,
I actually want Cats to do really well that same weekend Star Wars comes out. So it's like,
well, there is that, I suppose.
But I'm gonna do a live stream as soon as I get home from watching it. Maybe that Wednesday or Thursday night, and I'm just gonna be like, I'll just tell you everything. I'll tell you everything what happened, and that'll be that.
This is just quickly is another Mark Hamill quote from a couple of days ago. His favorite quote from Force Awakens, and there's just a blank space. He just won't let it go.
How many people want Mark Hamill to write a tell-all book, man? Can you put an M in the chat? M's in the chat for
Mark Hamill versus Disney. I want to see that documentary book. We had the fans versus George Lucas. Now I want to see Mark Hamill versus Disney or versus Lucasfilm.
Look at all the M's. I love it.
So sorry, did you both guys say? I know you're going to get a Cats. Anomaly, are you going to go opening day? Did you say?
Yeah, I said I'm going to do I'm going to do probably midnight, and I'm also going to like report on what the midnight release is going to be like. Dude, I think we get it before the Yanks do. Well, have you seen? We got Endgame first.
Well, look, Captain Marvel. I went to that Wednesday morning. They've stretched it back that far to get that. I think it's to get that first weekend more money in, so they can just say the first. But it used to be the Friday, then the Thursday night. But now in Australia, they do Wednesday morning. It actually starts. It's not official, but I mean, all the cinemas have got them on. You can just buy tickets. And I just walked into, it was like a third of the cinema full for Captain Marvel 2 days before it was meant to be opening. So, yeah, you'll probably get in on the Wednesday.
Yeah, and I saw Endgame the Wednesday morning. So, yeah, that was packed to the brim. Captain Marvel wasn't packed.
We're going to have to get together. People don't know that we're a little bit far apart. Not too far apart to watch it.
You're in Melbourne, right? Not
Brisbane?
I'm really far from you guys. Just so
you're a little bit further away.
Well, so right here in Orlando, like for 9, like at Disney World, they're going to have a huge showdown, special something. I don't know what it is, but over at Galaxy's Edge, right before the movie comes out. So I don't think I'm going to that, but I mean, like that, I don't know. But I got to go to this little theater here where my cousin runs and say, can I just watch it like by myself, like right when you get the film, and then I'll pay to go see Cats that Friday. So
I get the boycott thing, and I also was amazed with Solo losing money and thought that was good. But like with what we do, we have to see it. But it would be good to hurt them on that opening weekend and try and put it off till the following week, just so they don't get a big opening weekend. But then it's going to be so tempting to go see what JJ does to retcon and fix it and how they fucking finally finish this up.
Well, I think if one person or a couple of YouTubers sacrificing their ticket money so that hundreds of thousands potentially don't have to, it's a small price to pay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm doing it for you, chat. Doing it for you.
That's right. Yeah. We make the sacrifice.
Yep.
Now
you don't have to.
Where are the super chats?
It's going to be a nightmare. It's going to be, if they kill like even more legacy characters, and they and if any of these ridiculous leaks are true, it's going to be a storm that is just I don't even know. I don't even know how they're going to handle it. I mean, you got leaks coming from, Palpatine sends his army to take Kylo, and then like the recent leak was Palpatine wants Rey to turn to the dark side so he could give his kingdom to Kylo and Rey together. So he wants to ship, he wants to like provoke Reylo on this whole thing. I'm just like, give me a you know what? At this point, I hope they do. I hope they give us Reylo. I hope Rose Tico is the general. you know, I hope it all. Let's just, if we're gonna destroy it, let's just go out with a bang. I hope everybody gets in the Millennium Falcon and they crash into Batu or that new thing. They crash at Galaxy's Edge, and that's
you
the end of
just,
it.
I know we all say so over and over, but you cannot imagine them getting it worse than this. Like, and you just wonder how they could have just made Force Awakens, you know, like films like that are so, like, they're not as good as the others or as great, but they just keep us happy, you know, some of us happy. Like it didn't seem that hard what they had to do. But instead, yeah, where they are now. And I don't have that much hope for the TV shows and that. Like, I can't see a massive turnaround with what's happened so far. So, I mean, I'll look at them, but yeah, I'll be surprised if they're great.
And then we get the possible Rian Johnson trilogy.
That I don't reckon that'll ever happen.
Trilogy that no one's talking about, but Rian Johnson.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if that's ever made. And hey, it'll give us a lot more to talk about.
True.
It'll extend our careers.
Robot Head, you will have 10 million subscribers if Rian Johnson makes his trilogy. You'll have 20 million subscribers.
That's
And
if I keep making videos.
My goodness, if they let that man even near another Star Wars film, man, that's just ridiculous. And then we have no trust in the D&D brothers now after that Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones about. I mean, you have a lot of super chats to read, so if you want to get off that, you can go.
God, yeah, let's not. If we get into D&D, the chat's gonna be waiting for fucking eternity.
I was going to say, normally might have a bit to say about that.
Yeah, I brought up The Rock, which triggers him a little bit, and just a little bit. And
honestly, look, The Rock probably triggers me more because, like, Game of Thrones. It's safe to say I got my anger out about that. But like, it's done now. The thought of them touching Star Wars honestly sickens me. But yeah, like, look. And in regards to Game of Thrones, I know a lot of people in the chat probably seen the videos. Because people always ask me, like, why don't you do more Game of Thrones videos? I'm like, haven't we done enough for Game of Thrones?
Like, there's only so much you can say.
Well, I mean, if Game of Thrones is going to have a season 9, you bet your ass I'd still be talking about it. But it's done. It's done, guys. I'm passionate about Game of Thrones or how it was butchered, and you know, I hate them just as much as you. But there's only so much I can do videos on. I'm probably going to do videos on like how the books, and because I'm reading the books now. If I have finished the fucking first one, I'll do like season comparison videos. But other than that, just stuff on what, like, I did a video on how they got how the fuck did they get that $300 million deal? How does that work? How do you butcher Game of Thrones and get a fucking $300 million fucking deal with Netflix? I mean, granted, Netflix is
welcome to America,
and they don't have a single creative fucking bone in their body, and they're just throwing shit at the wall, seeing what sticks. They'll pay for anyone that can pull them out of this shit because Amazon's kicking their ass. But like, you know, how does that happen? And that's right. They said like they had their pick of the litter, and Netflix was lucky enough to score. I'm like, fuck you! They jumped ship as soon as they saw Game of Thrones fucking fall down to the fucking Marianas Trench.
It's fucking so weird. Their need. It's like a art student need to go against what the audience wants, and it's like. The ending of Empire Strikes Back was pretty shocking at the time, that's how it ended. But like, you look at Indiana Jones, they all have a happy ending. Like, people like a conclusion. And I'm not saying every film should have a happy ending, but just their drive to make it not what anyone's guessing just completely fucks any way of getting a good resolution, a good ending. Like, it's okay if the hero is the hero to the end. That's fine. You know, like Indiana Jones always gets out of it. He always wins. And we love those films. You know, they just think they need to make these, like, and they're in the wrong game. Like, go make your art house films then that have a sad ending. I don't care. I'll probably go watch it. But don't do these big blockbusters and then just be fucking little bitches. It just fucking gives me the shits.
Yeah, that's just. Oh, George R. R. Martin. Like, I put this in the intro of one of my last videos I did for it. fucking George R. Martin even said is like, you're gonna. They asked him, like, are you gonna change some things based on the show that hasn't been set up? It's like, why would I change things that haven't been set up just to surprise the audience? If it hasn't been set up, there's no foreshadowing, there's no development. It's gonna fucking throw things out of whack. It's gonna ruin the series. That's what we said about his books, and that's exactly what they did to the show. It's like, they literally did the exact opposite of what he would have done.
Oh yeah. They fucked up big time. So these super chats. Now I have to thank everyone for the super chats. So today was I broke my super chat virginity. So I'm just shocked the people are so generous, and thank you to everyone. But so we got the Mexican Iron Man. Did I read this one before? I don't think so. Robot Head's throne room video resulted in his passport from England is on red alert ban status at the US Customs as per Disney arrest order. Luckily, I'm hiding out in Australia. Criminal imagination. I thought he said wall, as in we hit a wall and we can't fix this. Does anyone remember what that's to do with? This is what happens when you don't read them out at the time. Mr. Wizzy Guy, someone please make a meme of that face. Oh,
John
that's
Boyega.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That face, poor John. Midnight Edge After Dark. One for my boy, Drunk, 3PO, and the gang. Now, am I right?
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Midnight's Edge, they did the original video on the 25% for Star Trek, didn't they? Didn't they start the whole, I think, I could be getting this wrong, but I'm pretty sure they did the video on Star Trek and the way that was sold off, and that's how we started talking about it on Star Wars. I could have that wrong. Tugboat PB, Poe's use of bathos killed the atmosphere of TFA. What does that mean? So, it would be good to read these before drinking too much. It would make it so much easier. Frudges, come on, people. If you want more Robot Head live stream, vote with your friggin' super chats. I like this guy. RH, love your voice and videos, dude. People either love my voice or hate it. So one day I just want to do a whole video and read out comments of people hating my voice, because just people get so angry about it. Luckily, some people like it, but yeah, some people hate it. The Rookie Critic is amazing with how many super chats come through. Nah, the Water Planet is probably Mustafa. And straight away again, the Rookie Critic. Yep, even Sith respect lightsabers. Well, no one at Disney does. Do you know how many people tell me now that they were never important? Lightsabers, they're just a weapon, and of course anyone can just pick them up and use them. And it's like, have you ever fucking swung an arc weld around your head and see what happens? Like, they were special. I'm not remembering this wrong. You're changing it. I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, and you were correct about Midnight's Edge After Dark. So they were the ones.
Yeah, because I heard Gary talking about it, and I think it was Doomcock. And then I went to their video and watched their video, which is really good video on Star Trek and how it was broken up. And I'd never seen any of that, and now I can't stop thinking about it every time I see something from Disney. I think there's something to it. You guys, Aussie, this is normal Reckitter Slot. Don't know who that is. And the Rookie Critic, that was Nova Zero. The Rookie Critic, the God of Endor returns in full force.
God of Endor.
How do we pronounce his?
3PO.
What's that?
The God of Endor is 3PO.
Yeah, yes, that's right.
When we were doing that 3PO rant, there was a lot of 3PO super chats that came through.
So we need that popping up as we're doing it, so I don't.
I didn't want to interrupt you, man. I didn't want to be like rude on your live stream. Be like, hey, stop talking. There's a super chat.
Hook Gack. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Sick of you not listening to my stats, 3PO.
Yeah, that was 3PO getting raged. He was saying, stop. You never listen to my stats. I'm going to destroy you all. Red eye.
Mr. Wise Guy, 3PO looks drunk. I don't know which 3PO he's talking about. If it's drunk 3PO, that'd be pretty normal. The Rookie Critic again. What's the point of having more Death Star lasers on ships, and why would anyone care to rule the Star Wars universe? I know. Look, what is the reward or the point now? Who knows? Who knows? They're going to, I said this on show the other day, they're going to have to get to a stage where they've got a Death Star that shoots Death Stars if they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But again, like, you may as well let it's not the Empire anymore, but you may as well let them rule, because Leia just seems like she's the terrorist now. So, yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to rule it. And the rookie critic, again, he needs his own page. Oh, my God, that line of Star Destroyers makes no sense. You're 100% correct. It has to be a vision, because that couldn't be really happening. It just looks so ridiculous. I think Nerdrotic tried to work out how many people that would be. It was like in the millions, because every Star Destroyer can hold so many 100,000 people.
Really? 100,000 each?
I'm just making up as I go along here. No, he did work it out with the numbers, but I think it's quite a few on each Star Destroyer. We should get the chat. Someone in the chat will know. I could look it up.
Yeah.
Apparently, Snoke's ship had Star Destroyers in it that they could launch. So that was, fucking outrageous. The rookie critic again. You should stream with Shadowversity sometime. Well, if people like me streaming, I'll be happy to stream with anyone. Zebulon. Oh, look, I apologize if I'm getting people's names wrong here. Pike.
That's right. I do it all the time. I murder them. It's awful.
Yeah. And we're in Australia. We're very ordinary names down here. Leaving theatre was a silent funeral procession. It certainly was. There was no cheering and jumping around. MR or Mr. Domo Agrado, Mr. Robot Head. Drunk 3P, we need you. You probably can say that better than I can. Your videos are excellent and done out of love for Star Wars. I share your exasperation of the mishandling of this property. Yes, well, we all do. That's why we're all on here talking. That's the funny thing. Before Last Jedi, didn't know any of you people. Hadn't even considered doing a YouTube channel. It was, it's changed a lot of people's lives. Funnily, in a good way. Criminal Imagination. What's your thoughts on Leia possibly being the one to train Rey as if the Mary Sue needs it? Well, if someone trained her, it would make sense. It would help a lot. It would help the story, that's for sure.
Did you hear the rumor about the opening scene of this movie is supposed to feature a young Leia and a young Luke, and Luke is training Leia, and Leia beats Luke.
Oh, of course.
Like a little fight. So Leia is actually trained in the ways of the Jedi, so she's able to train Rey.
Wow.
When she flew through space, we could just keep going back to all this. That was the best thing he came up with to show that she could use the Force. Like, it's just, it's beyond me. Frudges didn't say anything, but a lovely donation, a lovely super chat. The rookie critic again, and he's done the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row.
Yeah, he does that a lot. He does that a lot to people.
Gungans battle the Ewoks, or they slaughter Porgs. It would be more interesting. How come there are no aliens in these films anymore? It's just all humans getting around with the odd alien here and there. It's very boring. The rookie critic again. In the sequels, lightsabers are just slightly hot swords. Yes. Yes. Can you imagine the damage it should do to you if one hits you in the face? You wouldn't just be
you mean they're just using lightsabers to trim their toenails at this point?
Yes. Yeah, doing the bikini line with the lightsaber to get that nice. Maybe that's why Rey's goes into a V, just to get that close trim. No? Is this thing on? The rookie critic again. Darkness Rises and The Rock to meet it. There you go, Anomaly. What if The Rock came to kill her? What if The Rock killed Rey, though, and killed everyone else?
If The Rock killed Rey, I don't know. I don't know what's worse. I think actually the Rey is better than the fucking Rock. And I hate Rey.
You did. You saw that contract where when they have fights in the Fast and Furious, they're only allowed to hit so many times and not get knocked down. Did you see that?
Wait, what?
All the tough guys have a contract. The Rock and Jason Statham had what was their film that they just did that was the spin-off?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, I think it was from there. They had in their contract how weak they could look in a fight, and they couldn't look weaker than the other guy. So, like, if they got hit in the face, they'd have to be able to punch them back in the face, and they couldn't get knocked over. They couldn't lose a fight. They had to be as macho as each other. It was like the macho contract. So if The Rock has that in every film, he will be killing everyone. The Rookie Critic again. On a scale of 9 to 10, how much do you just love Ray? Oh, on a scale of 9 to 10.
The same way Anomaly said Hobbs and Shaw.
So depressing.
Yeah.
Like
With the soul
Hobbs
just
and
twisting
Shaw.
in his body.
I really hate the way The Rock. I mean, like, if he has a fucking macho. I mean, Jason Statham actually practices martial arts, and like that in Fast and Furious, to try and prop up the actors, they'll put in like a UFC fighter or a retired one or whatever, and then they'll just kick the shit out of the UFC. I'm like, go fuck yourself, honestly. Like, I could kick the shit out of The Rock, and I'm not even a UFC fighter. I just training. I never even fucking fought, amateur or pro, and I could still kick his ass. I mean, unless he's like a Paul Walker actually was a black belt in jiu-jitsu or a brown belt.
Oh, was
He's
he?
got. I've heard of fucking The Rock doing nothing but lifting weights all fucking day and just smiling for the camera, kissing babies.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy got married recently. I mean, you know, my hate for him really just stems to the film industry. So, you know, happy for The Rock got married, all that jazz. But fucking hell, man, can you just make a good movie and just stop shitting on everything? Like infecting everything.
He's a
He makes
national
movies.
treasure over here,
Snitch.
man.
He made Snitch. Snitch is a great movie with The Rock. I've liked. He was good in Fast 5. He was good in a few other things too. But you've seen Skyscraper, man. That The Rock had entire fucking control over that. It is just a rip-off fest. He rips off every fucking film, even closer resembled to.
He's gonna be in. He's gonna be Black Adam.
What's that?
Oh gosh, it's a DC. He's gonna be in a DC movie as Black Adam. As a villain, like in the DC universe.
I'd be amazed if The Rock lost that fight with the protagonist. Like, no, I gotta win because we gotta set up a sequel, and I'm gonna be like the super powerful. Cool
Well, they're
villain.
roasting you in the chat because this is like your third Rock rant in the.
They're roasting me. Well, you disagree?
I made a joke about on Twitter about
Sorry.
I made a joke about James Bond
Zen.
weeks ago on Twitter, and one of the Bond girls made a comment and then started following me, and so I followed her back. She's I forget which film she's from, and now she's going to release a book, and she keeps tweeting about how she had an affair with Rock not that long ago, and that he was a dud root. So I'll make sure I send those on to you so you can just hear about his love life as well.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's not really my thing. I mean, it makes me laugh, but yeah, if that's legit,
that's not really my thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I try to keep it just, you know, for example, like, you know, I don't like red letter media, for example, but I wouldn't like go out on a limb and call like Stock Laza a fat fucking worthless piece of shit. Oh, maybe I would, but. You know, I wouldn't, you know, if his wife had a miscarriage or anything like that, I wouldn't, you know, bring up that shit. Or if he,
oh, geez, going dark now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I try to keep it just. If I'm roasting someone, I'll try and keep it squarely on them and them alone. I'll try not to dig up shit from their person. I just don't. It's not my thing.
No, I understand.
Oh,
you got to know who your targets are.
Yeah,
I was on Anomaly's stream and. You know, we're just talking Star Wars stuff, and he just comes out. Do you like The Rock? I was kind of like, I didn't know really how to answer.
Did I say that?
Yeah, I was like, he's okay, and then you just went off on like 15, 20-minute tangent. I was like, yeah, all right. So anyway,
I think that was that stream titled like Star Wars because I have a really hard time, and I think I need more guests. Because every time I do a stream on myself and I title the stream one thing, I only stay on topic for about 15 minutes, and then I just go into all this other shit, and I have a hard time staying. I'm like, I just go on this tangents all the time about this random shit that I hate.
No, man, I was on with you. That was it. I came in late because I don't know why.
Okay.
So we got from the Killer Critic, Star Wars 9, the Star Wars film Noon gives a shit about. Yes, that is true. Well, some people do. They fucking love it for some reason. The Rookie Critic again in the stream. Yeah, when I say again, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I just can't believe that he's that generous. In the StreamYard's chat, just click on the comments and they will be highlighted. I know, but they weren't updating. I've seen the same. They're not updating at all. I've only got the chats from the very beginning and then they've stopped updating because I did want to highlight some, but I'll figure it out for next time. So I can look over to the other screen and see the chats, but I can't sort of read them properly. And the Rookie Critic, hit that freaking like button. Yes, please. I was hoping I'd get more than 10 people on here tonight, so it's at least a few people watch it, which is good. Hook Gak, I don't know. Robot Head Senpai, notice me. I have, but I can't pronounce your first name. I apologize. Film and Friends, do you think the game Jedi Fallen Order will be good? Could be.
I think. I'm definitely
one of those horrible answers. Could be.
But,
like, who gives a fuck about that opinion? Sorry, I'll fix that in a second. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's fine. Because I played the Force Unleashed is one of my favorite games of all time, and that trumps any and all Star Wars games that's come out since Disney got their hands on the product. The product. Fallen Order looks like it can be good. It's just like the criticism is the same. It looks really easy, and it looks like a lot of it's on rails and kind of plays itself. But it's only apparently it's only the third level. I'm willing to reserve judgment. There's a few things in it that look pretty good gameplay wise. Like a few new gameplay. Like for example, you can wall run. You can like Assassin's Creed around a little bit. You can stop blaster bolts in the air or slow time, which is kind of cool.
I saw a trailer only for it yesterday. It does look interesting.
Well, yeah, and it has kind of, I don't know if anyone's played Sekiro, but it has Sekiro style good one-on-one combat dueling too. You can dodge and sidestep and swipe and parry and all that jazz. So it can be good. It really just depends on execution. I'm mixed, but it's Respawn. Respawn have done just about, except for Apex. I'm not a big fan of Apex. I reckon it'll be good, or it'll be the best Star Wars game released by Disney to this day. That's what I'll say.
So, Film and Friends again. If Rey is Palpatine's granddaughter, I quit life. Yes. Fuck. Agreed. Hail Robot Head. Keep up the excellent work, mate, from the Grand Inquisitor. The Rookie Critic, Hail Robot Head. You've got two fantastic people right there. Maybe I read that one before. Ah, yes, they're going in the opposite direction. So I think that's all. Let's go back to the top. Let's reload.
No, there was 5 more that just came in.
I'll be more professional this next time if we do this again. Now, where were we up to?
Tell us the truth, chat. You don't care that he's professional on his live stream. You want to see the real Robot Head and Anomalies, rock rants, and my simple banter, whatever. I've had too much to drink. Sorry.
The Rookie Critic, the Rock DDKK Ryan Johnson, triggered. Hashtag triggered, yes. And the Rookie Critic, Adam Rance are golden. Sub to him and 3PO. Yes, definitely. Sub to everyone.
Thank you.
Here's some didgeridoos. This is Miguel Rubio. Here are some didgeridoos to survive that death trap that you call a prison colony. I mean home. Come on, Australia's not that bad. We're away from all the nutcases over here. That's the best part. And we're about to come into summer, which will be good. Lego My Django. Why would you want to see? What would you want to see to make Star Wars better? Like a certain aspect covered, or I ask mainly since I'm trying to see what would be good to make animation of. Just made it Jedi Purge scenes lately. What do you want to make to see Star Wars better? I think just get away from the Skywalkers. I think Star Wars is a strange story, is that there's actually, if you take away the Jedi or the Skywalkers, there's not a lot left. It is just a sort of sci-fi. But I wish with these films they hadn't have done this and just jumped backwards 1,000 years or something and shown the Jedi at their peak. Or, I would just move away from what they're doing. What do you guys think?
Just kind of what you said, maybe just, even if they're going to keep it in the same time period, they could have just moved it to the other side of the galaxy and just control the complete. Why does it always have to be an empire and a fucking rebellion. You know what I mean?
Their universe gets
They have no
smaller and
ideas.
smaller and smaller. Like in the OT, it seemed quite large, and then we go to the prequels, and then hang on, Darth Vader made C-3PO. That seems weird.
Yeah.
It's the universe just shrunk down, to a tenth of its size. And then in these ones, it seems like it's tiny. Like there's only a certain amount of things going on. The way they just blow up planets.
I would say that, I suppose tying all loose ends up together would make it seem smaller. But I would say that the prequels kind of expanded, made the universe feel a bit bigger with all the new worlds and stuff.
I think by episode 3, it definitely had that feeling of being way larger, where they'd, just with so many different sort of aliens and people. And yeah, definitely. But at the moment, it seems so like there's this annoying little chase going on that just seems ridiculous. Yeah. It'd be like if at the end of World War II, they didn't finish the war because the Germans had to keep chasing 20 people that were held up in a farm somewhere. If the Germans had won, and they were still trying to get the French resistance or something. Like, when are they going to just declare that they won? I don't think 20 people, there's no war still going on or battle. You've won. You're in charge now. Just take over. Did that make sense?
Yeah, perfect sense.
Good.
And I agree with you. I think they should have just done something completely different. But I think Disney was scared. I think they were like, we need to bring in the old characters to build up our new ones, because for some reason they thought Rey and Kylo and Finn and all of them, they would sell the same amount of toys as Luke and Leia, and then they would, just be as popular as Luke, Han, and Chewie. Like they thought that was going to happen. So they tokenized our favorite characters to build up their stupid characters, and they had a chance, man. They had a chance. Rian Johnson, I just can't believe one guy, one movie destroyed a franchise. They let that happen.
They let it happen.
They let it happen. Who the freak watches that film at the end, from Disney saying, yeah, that's good, let's put that out.
Finding Neo. Think someone liked my Rey's v Saber joke where we were talking about doing the bikini line. Because he said, Rey's v Saber, LOL, let your mind go free on that one. See? It was funny. it was. Ronan Blade, congrats on your first chat. Thank you very much. Mike Sexton. Mike has told me months ago he was going to have me on his podcast. So Mike is extremely funny on Twitter, and everyone should go follow him and listen to his podcast. Mike Sexton said, "You're awesome, robot. I'm drinking a Foster's and eating blooming onion while yelling, 'That's not a knife. This is a knife,' to my waitress's amusements."
Okay, can I apologize for the American? Because in America, that's what we think. That's not what I think. That's what a lot of Americans think Australians do, that you guys drink Foster, which I know. No Australian.
I was going to ask anomaly. Do you know anyone that drinks Foster's? You might see some old guy somewhere with a can or something, but I literally do not see people ever drinking Foster's. But
yeah, well, we do in America, so we think we're Australian. We're like, let's have a Foster so we can be Australian.
People actually don't like it here.
I'll tell you what you should have. Have a Victoria bitter. You won't regret it.
Yes.
And then we got we got the Outback Steakhouse here. So if you eat there, that's what all Australians eat. They eat from Outback.
Yeah, we have those. Those are great. I love those.
You remember a robot head? Remember when I put on Twitter, I was like, does this really happen in Australia with the crocodile? The guys were fishing. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. That was
and you were like, yeah, we let the kids play with those crocodiles. Those are fun. I'm like, all the Americans on my Twitter feed were sending me messages like, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm like, well, the Australians are like, that's just every day.
That's all right. We just think you're all out walking down the street just shooting guns off in the air and screaming out. So, we've all got our weird ideas.
Well, that's exactly what we do. I live in Florida. It's an open gun law. People can buy a gun at the corner store down the street and then shoot it off whenever they feel like it. So, that's what we do. So you guys drink of Americans, you people.
My stereotype of Americans is just walking down the street with a fucking giant supersized Coke and a giant fucking burger from Macca's that are like the size of the ones we have here. That's my perception.
We think you guys all have kangaroo for pets. How stupid is that? I mean, I'm sorry. I apologize.
We do. I don't know what you're talking about.
I apologize for Americans that think that.
Enraged as Stoic, I heard the Death Star gets overrun by bullshit. Yes, the bullshit's flowing out of that Death Star. And the Rookie Critic, this might be the last one, I think, if I'm doing this right. I love supporting YouTubers, and you brought my boys on. There are tons of talented big and small YouTubers to stream with. Here's to more robo streams. Thank you, the Rookie Critic. That's lovely to hear. And you're right. We need to all support each other. It's yeah, I think it's YouTube's only just beginning. I think it's just going to get bigger and bigger for all of us if we keep doing it, and if Disney keeps supplying shit films to talk about, or if they don't. The Rock just keeps his career above board. That'll keep one of us very busy.
Shit. I ain't going anywhere.
Well, I think that might be it for today. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. And I'm, shocked how many people tuned in. Hang on. I think we've got two more. Abu Nas. The Three Amigos breaking down the ST proper. Salute. And the legend of rap. I still every time he does a new song, I don't hear a call out to Robot Head. It upsets me. Levi Peters, emu export for the boys. You've got some emus. We've sent they are assholes. If they have any emus in the zoos over there, you got to be careful of your packets of chips.
Really?
So have you? Oh, kangaroos are fine. They're just crazy. They'll sit there. Emus, they are just assholes. The ugliest assholes on earth.
Do you all right. Can I ask a couple dumb American questions before you go?
Yes, go for it.
All right. Do you guys see kangaroos every day?
Depends if I go into the backyard or not.
All right. No, but like if you're off in the wilderness, like driving to like a bush reserve or a creek or wherever, if you're out in the wilderness, chances are you will come across one that jumps in front of your car, and like we'll have signs up that say like be wary of crossing kangaroo qualities. Yeah.
Here's the one that we all want to know. Do you ever like turn on the news and they say, yep, like a family's disappeared because a crocodile ate them?
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah, that's more to do with the Northern Territory though.
Yeah.
Like
we're both in the city, but the crocs, it's a love-hate with those things. People that live near them don't fear them as much as the people that just visit up there. But they like if people, there has been stories of people camping too close to the edge of the river, and they come and take them out of the tent. So that wouldn't be good. But the kangaroos,
that you can't go swimming at the beaches because you have great white sharks that just kill people every day.
Well, you just don't want to think about them. Yeah, but we do have them. You just try not to think about them too much.
And last question, and I'll stop. And maybe the next time you have me on, I'll have more Aussie questions. But do you guys have dingoes as pet dogs?
No, but you can. You can have a dingo as a pet dog.
You can.
But, I don't have one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. You used to be able to do it. I don't know if they've changed it, but they've had problems with them lately. They've been attacking a few people. So, did you see that one anomaly where they went into the camper van and started taking the kids not that long ago?
I might have missed it.
They woke up and one came into a camper van and had one of the kids that was trying to get back its way out of the camper van with everyone screaming and hitting it. So, they can be a bit vicious.
That's why Americans are so fascinated, because we feel if we visit Australia, there's a million ways that we'll die in a bizarre way. Bitten by a brown snake, a vampire bat sucking on our throat while we're sleeping, a crocodile will just randomly kill us.
If you go to Northern Territory, the crocodiles swim out into the ocean because there's salt water. So you can actually be at the beach with like great white sharks and crocodiles in the same water, and jellyfish that'll kill you. So yeah, there's parts
jellyfish that will kill people too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. There's those. And there's blue ring octopus that are tiny. They'll just sit in the palm of your hand. They'll kill you instantly.
Those things are fucking scary, man. Like they'll latch on, they'll poke you with their little stinger, and you won't even feel it. And then you'll say, "Hey, mom, I found a little octopusy," and she'll be like, if she's uneducated, she'll be like, "Oh, that's cool, dear." And then like a minute later, you'll like drop to the ground. That venom kills you so fucking quick, and you don't even know it's done it to you.
You guys must be the strongest people in the world. I'm just saying.
We're gritty as fuck, bro.
Oh yeah, that's why we laugh at The Rock. We laugh at him.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, thank you for Russell Crowe, and thank you.
Well, see, he's a New Zealander. We claim him, but he's not actually ours.
Yeah.
You guys can have Steele Saunders back. I don't want him in our,
Yes.
You should be thanking us for homeboy Mel Gibson. That's who you should be thanking us for.
Yeah, that's right. Even though
fun
he's
fact,
American.
I actually went to his high school, the one he got expelled from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I actually grew up in, I actually live in the suburb that's next door to where Hugh Jackman went to his fancy private school. So that's something. Hugh Jackman too. Thank you. You fucking get on your knees and thank us for Hugh Jackman. And I fucking love that boy. He's our
man, that's hilarious.
Well, good night.
You guys did give us one of the greatest people in my generation. God rest his soul. The crocodile hunter.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, Steve Irwin was an American treasure, bro. I'm just telling you. Like when he died, Americans were like, we were very upset.
His wife's American, but yeah, we were shocked here. Shocked. Thought he was going to live forever.
Yeah. I wish they would do a great biography movie about his life. So,
you can't replace Steve.
No, never replace him. He's just his daughter's doing the thing now.
Bindi. Yeah, she's doing, and his son looks just like him.
His son is like a fucking clone. Oh my god! When I saw him,
really,
he's like 19 now or something. It's been a few years.
Yeah.
I don't think Chuck Norris would survive in Australia. So that's just.
Ooh, that's
normally you do know
you got
Mel
a couple more
born
super
here.
chats that came in, brother.
Mel, normally Mel wasn't born here, don't you?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, good.
But he was raised here.
We won't say too loud.
He's half. His parents were Australian, I think, and he was born in America, but then he was raised here. And
that's why he's so cool.
Would you guys storm the Disney castle if you found out Disney was making a biop of Steve Irwin?
Man, I mean, I don't think the family would reject that. I mean, they probably want the money. Why not? Apparently, the footage of him dying, they still got it somewhere.
That's true. Yeah,
they could have destroyed it. Who knows? But I was really hoping they released it.
Out of all the Australians, like Crocodile Dundee, you could have. I don't know what he's contributed to society over here, but we
did give you guys Jai Courtney, unfortunately.
Yeah, Steve Irwin was like, give us more Steve Irwins. He was amazing, and you got a bunch more super chats came in, brother.
Well, I've got Swoofer. Thai guys for making vids about the garbage movies and shows we're getting. This is not okay, and just don't get it. And I just don't get it. Oh, Jesus, here we go, messing this up. And I just don't get it. How nobody in the production process is saying, "Hold on, wait a sec, this is trash." That is the most confusing bit. Someone making a mistake or writing a bad script is forgivable. It's when they all get together and just keep making that fucking shit film. That's the problem. The Rookie Critic. Last one, there needs to be more robot head memes. Well, the Rookie Critic, now that you're my personal sponsor, I'll be able to work on that. Imzani didn't say anything, but gave me £5. That's real money too. In Australia, the US dollar or the pound, that's real money in our eyes. Let me just see if there's any more here. Oh no, he did say something. FFs, I did one without text, but it's fine. Give it to my boy Anomaly. There you go, Anomaly. I've got to pass that on. Anyways, good to see your stream.
You, Mr. Zaney.
Love the vids. The love on here is absolutely fantastic. So I was thinking this morning of to cancel this, but no, I'm glad I went ahead and did it. We might have to do it again. So thank you guys for joining me. It's been wonderful. I picked the right two guys to do my first stream with. You've made it very easy for me.
Oh, we got Sith Kryptonian showing up. How you going, mate? Good to
Did
see
he just
you
shout?
again.
Did he just turn up? Shout out to the boys.
Yeah.
Drunken Anomaly. I just saw that one go past on the other screen there.
Oh, thanks, Sith.
He'd be another good one to have on too.
Yeah, Sith
Yeah,
would make
Sith's
a great guest.
So where is he? Make sure it comes up here and I'm not missing anyone out. That's good. So everyone have a good weekend and enjoy some time off. And is the weather's not going to kill you? Is it, Drunk 3PO, over the weekend? Is it calmed down where you are?
It is calm. The storm is past.
Oh, good. It's amazing what's happened down there. But we won't end on a downer. We'll end on a high note. So thank you, everyone, for joining me. And it looks like we'll be doing this again. And we'll think of a name for the show, hopefully, by next time. So cheers, everyone. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for everyone watching. Thanks for the thumbs up. And thank you two guys for joining me. We'll speak soon.
No problem.